Well, good evening, racing fans. Welcome to Racing Action from Grand River Raceway for this Friday night. Our first race will go to post in approximately 15 minutes. Let's get a look at the changes. Note the track condition listed as fast, and you see the blue skies with a little bit of white fluffies, but really a gorgeous night here in Elora. In race number one, number 5, Stumpers Drama, Blinkers to Blind Bridle. That is Blinkers to Blind Bridle. And 9 Yoda Queen, Todd Ratchford will drive. Todd Ratchford will drive 9 Yoda Queen. Race number 2 has no changes. No changes, race number 2. Race number 3, number 8, Brightside Mateo. The driver is Natasha Day. Race 3-8, Brightside Mateo, Natasha Day. Race number 4, number 1, Seize the Day is scratched. Race 4, scratch 1, Seize the Day. Race 5, no changes. No changes, race number 5. Race number 6, number 8, Philly Watcher is scratched. Race 6, scratch number 8, Philly Watcher. Race number 7, 1 Mac the Knife, Blinkers to Blind Bridle. That is Blinkers to Blind Bridle. And note that 4 Feisty Like Fire has a missing chart line. Finished 5th in 158 and 4 with Jay Harris driving. So finished 5th in 158 and 4 with Jay Harris, and I'll get you the links. We don't have that posted right now. And races 8 through 10 have no changes. No changes, races 8 through 10. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2. Race 1, Blinkers to Blind and 5 Stumpers Drama, 9 Yoda Queen, Todd Ratchford. And in the second race, there were no changes.
Yes, he is.
And it's now 12 minutes to post time and time to welcome in our co-host, live from Margaritaville, of course, our handicapping expert, Robert Reed Jr. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, doing fantastic, Gary Wags. It's Friday, right? It's a fantastic Friday here at the River. We dashes of exciting harness racing action to kick off your weekend, including 3 divisions of the Prospect Series for 2-year-old Colts and Geldings in the pace. Familiar faces, too, because they just raced here last week. And horses that I'm excited to see again from those divisions, Bobby Bonebreaker, Grin and Win, among others. So looking forward to those 3 dashes. Another horse I'm interested in tonight is race number 5, LA Sun Control. Made a break in stride last time. Had a big hole to dig himself out of, made a decent recovery, and I think he can do good things tonight if he can mind his manners. But it's always a great weekend ahead, right, in harness racing around Ontario. Of course, Mohawk Park's got their mandatory payout and their super high 5 wager tomorrow night, the last dash on their 11 race program. And listen, there's always racing all over Ontario. I'll also be competing in the Red Shores All-Star Handicapping Challenge. It's leg 3 and up against Garnet Barnsdale and Ken Workington, and in the lead right now in that one. That goes tomorrow afternoon at Summerside Raceway, actually in PEI. So excited about that as well. But it all starts right here at the river with 10 dashes tonight. And one of my favorite wagers always starts it off. It's that early pick 5 wager, guaranteed pool $5,000, low takeout 15%. Gary and I will come back in just a few moments to let you know what we like in that sequence. 8 minutes to post to the first of 10 on tonight's card here at Grand River Raceway. Beautiful looking Friday night ahead, and always starts off with this early pick five wager, guaranteed pool $5,000, low takeout 15%. And there's my ticket. I already know Gary's going to say I didn't handicap the first race. I mean, I probably should have just taken it all. We're spending $9.60. I feel pretty strongly about races 2 through 5, so maybe we'll touch up that pick four for a few dollars. But in the pick five, we're using 6 of 9 here in the opening dash: 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And I honestly think it's a wide open event. I really do. So maybe you should have hit the all button here. Just the 1 and 3 in race number 2. Dancing in the Fire, I think, is the logical one in there. Definitely the one to beat, but it's only a game I thought raced really well from off the pace last time, and I like the way that one qualified going into that. So we're going to use him as well. 3 and 8 in race number 3. DA Magic Mike is the logical one in there. I think the 8 Brightside Mateo is one though that you need to consider. Natasha Dano jumps aboard, and I thought closed up very nicely. Back half of 56 and 3 last time out, and was racing off a lengthy layoff as well. So now second start back, but dreaded 8-hole for that one. Race 4, just the 2. Bobby Bonebreaker now inherits the pole position with Seize the Day being scratched. This is one that's last time I loved Grin and Win against him. He ended up finishing second to that rival. I thought a very strong second, and I thought he was also a good second in his lifetime debut at Dresden Raceway on Canada Day against older horses. So I think now it's a great opportunity for him to bounce right back with a victory, or I guess really just get his first victory of his career, his third start. He's done nothing wrong though in those first 2 trips behind the gate, doing the real thing, and I think he ends up in the winner's circle tonight in race number 4. Race number 5, money leg, just the 2 and 4. LA Sun Control, one that I'm going to be wrapped up in heavily in the pick 5 and the pick 4 wagers. Loved him last time. Made a break in stride leaving out. Spotted the field all kinds of lengths. Closed up the inside late, 26 and 4 second quarter to get himself back into it. And then that back half, 56 and 1. Only got beat just over 2 lengths in fourth. Love his chances tonight. All season to 4, vis-a-vis Blue Chip. Just kind of like the horses he's been racing against. Yes, he's a 3-year-old against some older horses, but I think his form kind of matches up decently enough against this group, and he kind of races back on more of a regular schedule tonight. So 2 and 4 for me to finish it off. $9.60 is the cost of my ticket. Let's see what Gary Guy has in store for us tonight.
Well, first off, please God, let the 2 or the 8 win in the first race. You took 7 horses and left those 2 out. I promise God I'll behave for like the next month if he lets the 2 or the 8 win in the first race. I promise. But I have the 1 and the 6 Lola Sunshine and 6 Iris Sealster, the 1 and 6 in the first race. Second race, I got the 1, 3, and I did add the 4. They allow me to lead. Jason Libby, and I thought that I could see this one progressing. By the way, it is Garrett and Rudy's birthday. We'll have something to say a little bit later. But turns 40 today. Race number 3, DA Magic Mike. I went along with DA Magic Mike. Yes, I see you added the 8, but the numbers from the post 8 haven't been great, so I feel confident there. Fourth race, number 2, Bobby Bonebreaker. All alone on Bobby Bonebreaker. And in the fifth race, I have 4 deep because I haven't been spending much money so far because I didn't blow it all out on the first race. And I have the 4 of them. The 4 is my top pick. I put them in the order that my picks are so you can see it. 4, 7, 5, and 2. $4.80.
$4.80. Well, there you go. Yeah, $4.80 for Gary. 8 combos for us both to be winners. And I knew I was going to take a bit of a beating on using that many horses in the first leg. And it would truly make Gary's probably his whole weekend if somehow I go dead after using that many horses. He'd be willing to sacrifice his own ticket 10 times out of 10.
Absolutely.
In that situation.
Absolutely. Just the fun that I would get out of it.
I know the utter joy of seeing me lose. Let's see what Conley's got in store for us tonight. So Gary's got that economical ticket, half the cost of mine, 2 singles. Well, no singles for Conley. Conley, he's breaking the bank again going into the weekend. He likes to do that, right? He spends more money on Friday nights, it seems, But again, I don't mind going a little deeper in the first, like 5, 6, and 9. I mean, pretty in line with what I like there, except I'm using double the amount of horses. Yoda Queen, by the way, I think is one that you got to give a serious look to in the opening dash. 6 to 1 on the board right now. He's got her on his ticket. 1 and 3 in race number 2, the two logical ones. I'm on board with those two. 3 and 6 in race 3. I don't mind Minotaur, but I prefer Brightside Mateo over that one. Race 4, the 2, 6, and 7. So he's not willing to go alone with Bobby Bonebreaker. He's added in Bruiser on Broadway. Nice speed from that one last time, and Wicked Move. 2 horses that actually got to the front in their dashes in the Prospect Series last time out. 2, 5, and 7 in that money leg. So he's got LA Sun Control, but he's also using Sporty Bob, who does shift out now to post 5, and the 7, Bet the Beach Yankee, who raced really well last time, but he goes to the trailer spot now to post 7. If he had a better post, he'd be on my ticket as well. 2160 is Conley's ticket. Again, he's got the bigger spread out approach. If you want to spend a little more, 2160 is the cost of his ticket. We got a couple minutes to map out your winning wagers for this early pick 5 here at Grand River on a fantastic Friday. $5,000 is the guaranteed pool, 15% is the low takeout, and we'll come back after the post spread to take a closer look at the opening dash.
Field for race number 1 is on parade. 1 is Lola's Sunshine, Mike Whalen for Scott McNiven and Bradley McNiven and Thomas Broadhurst and Bradley Douglas. Number 2 is Happy Looker, Travis Henry for Mark Winnicott and Donald Smith and Donna Parker. Three is Mystic Wild Rose. Phil Houdon drives for Steve Upson. Phil's also training. Number 4 is Treasures Watching. Andre Goy drives and trains for Don Lesheed. Five is Stonebridge Drama. Garrett Rooney for Jared Mann and Allison Hepburn and Sean Brisebois. Number 6, Ira Sealster, Scott Colder, Carl Jamieson, and Jody Jamieson. Number 7, Bright On Better Be, Natasha Day for Kendall Ron and Brighton Farms. Number 8 is Cabot Tower, Jay Harris for Ken Oliver and Milton Young. Nine is Yoda Queen. It's Todd Ratchford driving for Julie Walker and Jamie Doig. It is a field of 9 for race number 1. Let's get a look at this field. And well, right away, Rob, the tote board is telling us that it is a wide open dash. When you have a 3-1 favorite, that signifies that any one of these, or at least a lot of them, have a great shot. Probably 7 of them based on your pick 5. But let's start with 5, Stonebridge Drama. Blinkers to Blind Bridle. You have been on Stonebridge Drama for a little while. Maybe today is the day because you've been staying aboard.
Yeah, I have. And, I decided to stay loyal on top here, but obviously I'm not feeling too great about it if I've got 6 of the 9 here, right, Gary, in the pick 5. I just thought that, I've kind of wanted to see her on the lead, right? That's where I've wanted to see her land, and that's where you can see that victory June the 14th in a spot that was easier than this, I guess, pound for pound. And she went all the way on the engine. I think she looks pretty good on the track right now. Pretty fired up out there. And I think the game plan's got to be to go forward off the switch. Last time it ended up first over, faded back to fourth against a pretty solid group. Has been facing off against tough horses in many of her recent efforts. So surprised she's 6-1 right now. I doubt that price holds come post time. And again, she might be the one to catch. But I honestly thought this race was absolutely wide open.
By the way, I thought that you had 7. Bad math on my part. I see 6, so you've left out the 2, 4, and the 8. And the 4 is my third choice, by the way. But listen, number 9, Yoda Queen. Trailer Post hasn't been great here, but this is one that was really good last year and was good here just 2 races ago.
Yeah, she was. I mean, that was a bounce back effort for her, 2 back, obviously against a softer group, but she went out. I mean, she did it easy, right? It was a pretty easy victory, easier than the line indicates. I hate the trailing post, but she's a horse that's versatile in her racing style, where she might be able to latch onto a helmet or get away in a reasonable spot where she can even come for a stop as well. 8-5 is too short, in my opinion, just because all in all, she's still kind of been off form compared to last year. But can she beat this group? Absolutely. With anything close to her best, she can. She picks up Todd Ratchford. He's been doing good things here at the River. Comes down to trip scenario and just what version of Yoda Queen we see. But 9-5 is an overbet at this point.
Number 3, Mystic Wild Rose, was really good last year. As a 3-year-old, this year has been a different story, but coming around now.
Yeah, the last 2 here were really, really nice efforts. And the thing is that sometimes what they need, right? They get that transition from Mohawk Park to here, and the times that they're going over that surface now put them right in the thick of it in softer spots. Didn't lose by much to Yoda Queen. So if you like Yoda Queen at 2-1, you got to like Mystic Wild Rose at 4-1, because she only missed by a slim margin her 2 back. And then last time out, I thought came back with a decent effort again with different tactics. So we'll probably see her forwardly placed tonight from post 3, and she'll likely be in the mix throughout.
Your 4th choice is 1, Lola Sunshine. My top pick sitting at 8-1, but drops a bit in class.
Drops in class. Pole position has been having all kinds of success here over the new surface at the River, and was a winner in this class not too long ago, right? June the 14th, and has had to face tougher in each of her last 3 actually, and I think by all rights should be bet much more than 8-1 in here. So I think she's the value on the odds board right now. Worth a win ticket, and definitely one you have to have in the pick 5.
And that win came from post position 1 as well here. So Lola Sunshine, Happy Looker, Mystic Wild Rose on the inside. Treasures watching, Stonebridge Drama in the center. Irish Silster, Bright On Better Be, Cabot Tower to the outside. And the second tier, Yoda Queen. Field 4, race number 1 is at the start, and they're off, and getting out quickly right now is Mystic Wild Rose, and also Stonebridge Drama is driving. Stonebridge Drama, Mystic Wild Rose, and Lola's Sunshine Off stride went Happy Looker. Treasure's watching fourth. Yoda Queen is fifth. And then Iris Sealster. Then it is back to Bright on Better Be. And Happy Looker still off stride. At the field races their way off the turn. Stonebridge Drama already had the lead, but now Mystic Wild Rose is going to come off the turn and now try to sprint up and grab the lead. Mystic Wild Rose and Stonebridge Drama, the top two as they race on past us. Lola's Sunshine is third. In front of Treasures Watching, then Yoda Queen. Then it is back to Iris Sealster. At the field works their way on around the turn. Bright on Better Be. And then further back is Cabot Tower. 26-4 on opening quarter for Mystic Wild Rose and up to the half. 55-2 a strong halftime. Mystic Wild Rose, Stonebridge Drama, Lola's Sunshine. It pops to the outside as they race on toward three quarters, and then Treasures Watching and Yoda Queen. Iris Sealster, Bright on Better Be, and Cabot Tower. It is Mystic Wild Rose with the front. As they roll on towards the three quarters, Mystic Wild Rose and Stonebridge Drama. Lola's Sunshine is making some headway now, has moved up to take over second. Now third, Stonebridge Drama. And fourth is Yoda Queen. Treasures Watching. Iris Sealster is kicking in late. Three quarters, 123-3. Mystic Wild Rose, Lola's Sunshine, and Yoda Queen on the outside as they turn for home. On down the stretch drive they come. Mystic Wild Rose, and charging on the outside is Yoda Queen. Yoda Queen and also Iris Sealster, but on the inside, Mystic Wild Rose, but on by goes Yoda Queen. Yoda Queen wins it. And then it was Mystic Wild Rose and Lola's Sunshine, and Iris Sealster won 52-2. Yoda Queen from the trailer post, Robert.
Yeah, she did, and you know what? She worked out that kind of trip that she'd have to, and she's raced so well with these journeys in the past. You know, when she gets to race off cover, Todd Ratchford gave her a great steer. You know, picks up the drive today. You know, picks up a nice drive, right? A live steer with one like Yoda Queen, the 9. The thing is, Gary was 8-5, and we were kind of talking about it. To me, that was an overbet. 3-1, obviously a much better price than that. And I figured, she'd be in the range of 3 to 5-1. In this race, and she goes off on the low end of that. But again, part of that might be because Todd picks up the steer, and he's had a lot of success here at the river, and he put her in the right place tonight. So 52-2, that's certainly going to go a long way to have her kind of get back to the stature she's been in the past. She shaves more than 2 seconds off her season's best. And her lifetime mark, actually, as well. She drops her over a second off her lifetime mark.
Yeah, and Mystic Wild Rose was pretty darn good. It's just the fractions were a little hot.
Yeah, the thing is too is that she's a horse that's over 14 this season, right? She's got those 2 seconds recently, and again, like you said, I mean, 26-4, 55-2, 123-3, but it's also the way she had to do it. She's got she stung Stonebridge Drama, then lets her go, then comes back around. So she's making multiple moves. Tough to expect her to be able to get to the wire first, but she certainly did her absolute best to do that because she was second best to Yoda Queen, and Yoda Queen had to unleash a powerful effort to get the job done.
I was feeling good about Lola's Sunshine halfway around the final turn, but raced okay, third.
Yeah, she raced good. I mean, she was first up. I mean, she lands in that spot off the gate where she's going to be first over, and she raced well to be third at 6-1. I mean, she was value at that price. It just she ends up finishing behind a couple that were just ready to go a little bit more tonight.
By the way, you only needed to go too deep because your second choice won on the pick 5.
Yeah, I know. It was silly, but whatever.
Whatever. Back in front of us is the winner of race 1, 9 Yoda Queen. Todd Ratchford, the winning driver, 4-year-old All Bets Off Bay Mare, owned by Jamie Doig. Julie Walker is the trainer. Third win this year and the 12th win lifetime. Yoda Queen, 152-2. First race payout to 9, Yoda Queen. Age $64, 333 Mystic Wild Rose, 360, 260. One Lola Sunshine, 320. $2 exactor, 23.20. Dollar try, 38.80. Dollar super, 140.35. The first race order finish from the top, 392, 854, 671.
In the opening dash at odds of 3 to 1. from that trailing post too. Tricky to win from there. So nice effort for her. Looking forward to see what she does next time out. But we're going to move on now to the early pick four, starting right here in race number 2. Guaranteed pool $2,500 at low takeout of 15%, and it is a prospect series event for 2-year-old Colts and Geldings on the pace. And we're going to look at Dancing in the Fire again. It was a strong winner here, July the 8th. Have to have that one on your ticket along with the 3. It's only a game for yours truly. Like that one last time. Had to settle for third, but had a lot of road work to do in that dash. So 1-3 for me in the opening leg, 3 and 8 in race number 3. Kind of logical there as well. DA Magic Mike and Brightside Mateo. And then in race number 4, just the 2, Bobby Bonebreaker. I think that one's a single after a couple of second place finishes and nice efforts at Dresden and here at the River. And then in race 5, just the 2 and 4, LA Sun Control and the 4 Visa V's Blue Chip. So just $1.60 for 20 cents for my ticket. With Conley's ticket, spending more, I would certainly think with the pick 5 that he mapped out, because we don't usually stray too far from our numbers in our pick 5s to our pick 4s. And in this one here, I think he was also on the 1 and 3, Dancing in the Fire, and it's only a game. So he's got the 1-3, I think, in the opening leg here in race number 2. Let's see if we can get his ticket up on the screen.
By the way, while we're waiting for his ticket, I can chime in for a second. You know what your comment
Sure.
after I criticized you for your pick 5 selection of taking 6 horses? Yeah, well, I'm still
Yeah.
alive and you're not, buddy. That should have been your comeback.
Oh, I could have. Yeah, I guess I could have said that. But you know what, Gary, I'm always a team player, right? I'm always cheering for both of us.
Well, and Conley's a team player as well, unlike me.
He is. He is, absolutely. And in race number 3, he's got the 3 and 6 DA Magic Mike and the 6 Minotaur. In race 4, the 2, 6, and 7. So not willing to go alone with Bobby Bonebreaker. He's got Bruiser on Broadway and Wicked Move. Both those will likely show early foot from the outside of the gates. And then 2, 5, and 7 in the money leg. LA Sun Control. That's my top pick in there, one I'm very fond of. He's also got the 5 Sporty Bob, who went coast to coast in this class last time, and the 7 Bet the Beach Yankee, who was a rock solid third, just missed by a head. I just don't know what the trip scenario looks like for that one tonight. Goes from trailing post to the 7 hole. $7.20 is Conley's ticket if you want to fire at that one for a 20-cent wager. We got a minute or two to map out your winning wagers for this early pick 4 sequence. Gary and I will be back in just a few moments to take a closer look at race number 2.
Field for the second race on Parade 1, Dance in the Fire. Jay Harris for Jared Bako and David Cryway. Number 2 is Babbling Billy. Phil Hudon for Murray Breather and Kevin McKinley and Vincent and Pino Albanese. Three, It's Only a Game. Scott Coulter for Bob McIntosh and Al McIntosh. Number 4, They Allowed Me to Lead. Garrett Rooney for Jason Libby and Douglas Dunbar and Gary and Joyce Godue. 5, It's Wicked Express. Travis Embry for Robert Kyle Fellows in Hut Racing. And number 6, Upfront BB, Brian Holiday for Dave Holiday. And Dave shares in. The owners are Dave Holiday and Ben Holiday. Field of 6, race number 2. Well, let's get a look at this field. And Dancing in the Fire right now is 7-5 on the board. And you'd have to expect favorite status. Romped last time out in this class.
Yeah, I think and that's not the one Dancing in the Fire. That's one that's warming up for a later race there. But we'll get Dancing in the Fire on the screen shortly. Yeah, you'd have to think that we're going to see that price even shorten up a bit more, Gary, because last time he was such a strong winner, sat the 2 hole throughout, kind of loose in the pocket through the kind of early stages of that one, and then just blew his competition away in the stretch, paced away by 4 lengths. 55-2 is the odds-on choice. And kind of followed that pattern. We see a lot of the Jared Bako youngsters have those 2 qualifiers south the border, one up here at Mohawk Park. And again, I think he's the clear one to beat in here. He's likely going to go off at even money or less. But I do think that there's another one that has a pretty big chance.
Yeah, and we both think that because our second choice is number 3. It's only a game, and Scotty Calder for Bob McIntosh. And Bob's won a couple of races in his career.
Yeah, just a couple of yeah. No, he's you know what, and I love the way his rookies come out. Right, they always come out looking great, and this one is no exception. Looks really good. This is the second start of the career for him. I thought he looked fantastic at his qualifier. He did get beat 11 lengths, but that was against Prince Hal Hanover, and Stonebridge Wizard was a runner-up in there. 2 horses that have had lots of success already early in their career, and last time he was off the gate. Kind of going to the start. Got away 7th, had a lot of ground to make up. Back half 56-2, and I thought was moving really well in the end of that mile. And was facing off against older, right? He wasn't in the Prospect Series. That was in a non-worth of 3,000 lifetime event. And the horses that beat him were both 3-year-olds. So I think that he's got a big chance to get his nose to the wire first this time out in the Prospect Series, and he's all the value right now at 4-1.
Number 2, Babbling Billy is interesting because a little bit better post position and did good back half last time out.
Yeah, and he was one that kind of intrigued me going into that race. I think I had him pegged for like 4th or something, but he was just one that I kind of was keeping tabs on, right? Because the qualifiers were decent at Georgian, and in that race he got away 6th off the gate in his lifetime debut, and he was kind of moving well in the third quarter and then in the end of that mile, and I was kind of surprised to see the double, paying $545 on him. I don't think there'd be anyone paying that much in the double, but lo and behold, that's what he's paying. And I mean, I think that under the right circumstances, he might be in with a chance, but more so when the land of the exotics for me.
And number 6, Up Front BB, well, already has a win. The only one of this field that can, well, pardon me, the 1 and the 6 are the only ones that have wins.
Yeah, and again, the victory was a good one, right? It was. Again, I'm not a big believer in time, but more than 2 seconds slower, obviously, than Dancing in the Fire gives them a big post edge. So that one tonight, post 6 versus the pole position, and we've seen the pole position have a lot of success here. He was one that I probably should have thought more because I liked horses coming out of his qualifier, and he actually finished, 3rd in that qualifier, which I thought was a decent performance, and just didn't know what to make of him in the first start of his career, and he ends up a pretty solid winner by a neck at 19-1. He blew up the tote board. So not to say he can't do it again tonight. He's obviously a much shorter price. If he's in contention, he can likely land somewhere in the exotics, maybe as high as the exacta try.
One that I think that just might be able to blow up the tote board. Garrett Rooney, Jason Libby, they allowed me to lead because second start and strong, powerful barn.
Yeah, listen, I have the utmost respect for the Libby barn. This is one that I think I think we both had on top, but on top last time out. Got away 3rd, just wasn't able to kind of come forward. I want to see another one from this one before we're willing to jump back on the bandwagon.
Well, they allowed me to lead. He's currently 16-1. That would certainly add to the pick 5, but it wouldn't be one that's on your ticket. Of course, I used him on my ticket, but my ticket doesn't matter because it's dead. It's a field of 6 for race number 2. They're approaching the start. It's a field of 6. It's the second race on a Friday night at Grand River Raceway. They're at the start and they're off. And up front, BB and Wicked Express. And down to the inside, Dancing in the Fire. Babblin' Billy, it's only a game. And they allowed me to lead, is right now trailing. Dancing in the Fire. 1-2 on the boards, got the lead. Wicked Express is racing second. Up front, BB is third. Babblin' Billy is fourth, and it's only a game is fifth, and they allowed me to lead. He's back in sixth, Dancing in the Fire with the lead. Wicked Express is second right now. Up front, BB about 3.5 off the lead. Then Babblin' Billy, it's only a game, is second from last, and they allowed me to lead. Is trailing the field. Dancing in the Fire and Jay Harris as they work their way up towards the half off that 27-4 opening quarter. Dancing in the Fire and racing position to second right now is Wicked Express and Travis Henry, and third in line is up front BB. Now they work their way into the backstretch as they roll past the half, and fourth is Babbling Billy. Then it's only a game, and they allowed me to lead is still trailing the field. Dancing in the Fire, 1-2 on the board off a 57-1 halftime and a 29-2 second panel breather. Dancing in the Fire, long shot Wicked Express at 30-1 is still second. Up front BB third. Then it's only a game now is fourth and closing ground, but has a lot of work to do. Then Babbling Billy, and they allowed to lead, is well back trailing the field. Three quarters up next for Dancing in the Fire. And three quarters, 125-3 at 28-2 third panel. It's only a game, and Wicked Express hasn't gone away. And up front, BB as the field turns for home. Dancing in the Fire and Jay Harris. It's only a game has now got dead aim on Dancing in the Fire. And on the inside, Wicked Express is still in the hunt and is going to dart up the inside. And then up front, BB as they come to the finish. Dancing in the Fire, and it's only a game. And Wicked Express Dancing in the Fire appeared to hold off Wicked Express, is going to be close second, and then it's only a game, and up front BB 155 flat. Kind of gave you a bit of a scare there, Robert, for the low price on the favorite, 1-2, won by just a small amount.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wanted the 3 to get there. It's only a game. I had that one in the pick 5. I thought, you know what, he kind of made his move at the 5/8 pole. Kind of maybe wish he went a little bit sooner because he had a nice brush to get up near the pace setter, and then just kind of hung around his outside and just kind of wasn't able to get that last bit out of it to get past him. I think race fairly decent, all things considered. But yeah, Dancing in the Fire, take nothing away from him. He goes to the lead. He kind of got a soft second panel, but then raced pretty well to hold him off late, because I thought on the turn, I actually thought that he might be kind of shortening stride pretty rapidly there, and maybe they might both get past, but he ends up gutting it out as the odds-on choice. Going to keep many alive in the pick 4 and the pick 5 for those that had Yoda Queen.
And then as announcer, I'm looking much more at it's only a game, and kind of not quite paying as much attention to Wicked Express because of the difference in how we handicap them. But Wicked Express beats it's only a game.
Yeah, he did. No, it's one of those ones where I thought at the head of the stretch that if the one's going to get beat, it would have been the 3. But you're right, it would have been the 5. Wicked Express up the inside, first time starter for Kyle Fellows. Just got overlooked on the odds board, overlooked by me as well. That one, is a half brother to Valley of Fear, who's got 135,000 made. So, I mean, there was some stuff to go on to. The qualifiers were decent as well. I just thought that there were others to look at with that one, without having an experience under his belt. But we'll definitely have to be mindful of that one next time.
Won't be 30-1 next time out.
Definitely not. No, the tactical speed is showing tonight, and a nice move at the passing lane. It's been tough to win coming up the inside in the stretch drive.
Back in front of us, number 1, Dancing in the Fire, 2-year-old Dancing Lou Bay Gelding by David Cryway of Amherstburg. Jared Bako is the trainer. Jay Harris, the Green Arrow, the winning drive, and it's a 2-for-2 lifetime for Dancing in the Fire. 155 flat. The second race payouts: 1, Dancing in the Fire, $3, $270, $210. 5 Wicked Express, $15.60 and $4.03. It's only a game, $2.20. $2 exactor, $38.20. Dollar try, $32.60. Dollar super, $86.55. And the double, 9 and 1, $15.60. Second race rundown from the top, 153624. The second race order finish 153624. Field 4, race number 3 is on parade. 1 is Redland Wrangler, Paul McKenzie for Stephen Charlton and Kathleen Charlton. Number 2, Julius Hanover, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen, and the owner is Chris Nickel. Number 3 is DA Magic, Mike J. Harris for Sean Stacy and Landmark 16 Racing, and David Reed. For Puff's Last Shadow, Phil Houdon for David Fry and Sarah Fry. 5 is Watch Your Mouth, Todd Ratchford for Harry Polton and Anco Capital Management. Number 6, Minotaur, Travis Henry for Sean Stacy and Hudson Standardbreds and Catherine Stacy. Number 7 is Larjon Levi, Scott Kohler for Patrick Bissett and Larry Lane. And 8 is Brightside Maceo, Natasha Day for Julie Walker and Darlene Carr. Let's get a look at this field for the third. And we'll start with the 1 to 5 DA Magic Mike. And I anticipated a lot of cash coming in on DA Magic Mike, Rob.
Yeah, and it makes sense, right, Gary? Because last time out, it had the pole position, got away third, first over, decent second in a race topped by RJ Ringo. Before that, took on tougher. Wild Dog Holiday was, front and winner where he finished fourth. But those 2 victories, prior to that in June were both really nice efforts. And I mean, his last 2 at this level were both rock solid. Just couldn't convert last time at 25 cents to the dollar. So it's expected that he's going to get hammered again, probably down to a similar price on the odds board. And I think he's probably going to go forward off the switch this time and try to chop it out.
And you know who I'll be cheering for here, and I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but your pick 5 entrant, Brightside Maceo. I was examining this one closer, and we both took one that's a bit of a price in the second spot, but I think yours has a better path. I think the key will be they need to go a bit more up front early, because this one was closing well in the back half last race, but they only went a half in 58-3.
Yeah, and they definitely do, right? Because, I mean, last time got away 8th from post 5. And as soon as the half flashes up, that second quarter breather, it's kind of lights out on any kind of chances at winning the race, right? But I thought raced well to be 4th, was just over 2 lengths away from the victory, just a length away from the 2 to 5 shot. And Brightside Maceo, again, can take a step forward off that. That was first start back after a long layoff. You now come right back on a regular rotation. Just 3 starts last season. 2 of them were victories. I like, picking up Nat Day in the bike. It's just a matter of what the trip scenario is. So if, can't get forwardly placed, there's some pace to chase, then maybe the chances obviously improve. But I'd like to see a little bit more forward action off the switch tonight.
Number 7, Larjon Levi is interesting. I Levi'd this one off my ticket altogether, but Larjon Levi blasted out early last race and then stuck around.
Yeah, stuck around for a big piece of it, right? Finished third at 89 to 1. I remember you see it as a pocket sitter at that price. You start thinking, okay, maybe we're going to see a monster win ticket here. Now, it didn't work out for that, but certainly still added some value to the exotics by finishing third at that price. And I thought it was a real nice winner at Clinton on June 23rd. I watched that race, and it was kind of just, hands and heels to the wire, easy at 25 cents to the dollar. This is obviously tougher, but I think that his latest proves that he can, be competitive against this group and right back to the same post again, post 7. So showed tactical speed last time, might see it again tonight, and wouldn't be surprised to see him land in the Tri or the Super.
The one that I was getting cute with for second, because I just wanted to have a horse that I thought would be longer, number 8. Number 5, Watch Your Mouth, but you did use that one for 4th, and there are some positives when you look down the page.
Yeah, there is. I mean, last season, 2 for 6, 4 on the board finishes, and was racing, competitively in the Prospect Series, at the age of 2. This is non-winners of one. So I think that you can certainly think that third start back now, second start on Lasix. There's some things that might make this horse be competitive against these anyways, and has been facing tougher. Right, so that's the other thing too. This is a third start back and dropping down in class. So there's boxes being ticked here, and watch your mouth. Not taking any support on the odds board, but one that I think you need to use in your exotics at worst.
And I should mention that missing line for Julius Hanover, July the 16th, was fourth, beaten 11.5 and 55 and 1, and is currently 12 to 1 on the board. But well, DA Magic Mike is 1 to 5. And the field is taking up their position. Redline Wrangler, Julius Hanover, DA Magic Mike. In the center, Puff's Last Shadow and Watch Your Mouth. To the outside, Minotaur, Larjon Levi, and Brightside Maceo. It's a field of 8 for race number 3. Field 4, race number 3. Gathering speed. They're nearing the start. Field for the third is at the start, and they're off. Brightside Maceo from the outside, Redland Wrangler on the inside. Then it is Watch Your Mouth and Minotaur, but Brightside Maceo is going to blast to the front from post 8. Redland Wrangler is second. Minotaur. Then it is Watch Your Mouth and DA Magic Mike. Back to Julius Hanover as the field works on around the turn. But right now it is Brightside Maceo at 30 to 1 who's got the lead. But Minotaur is going to challenge on the outside as they race the way off the turn. On the inside, Redland Wrangler. And racing position fourth is Watch Your Mouth as they race their way on past us. And then fifth is DA Magic Mike, who's currently about 9 off the lead. Then Julius Hanover, Puff's Last Shadow, and Larjon Levi didn't leave and is trailing the field. They worked their way up to the half of a 27-second opening quarter, and Minotaur was able to loop Brightside Maceo and take the lead. Minotaur at 10 to 1, Brightside Maceo at 30 to 1. And now Watch Your Mouth is making some noise on the outside. And then DA Magic Mike is following Watch Your Mouth on the outside has come on now, second over, and is only about 2.5 or 3 off the lead. Redline Wrangler, Julius Hanover, Larjon Levi is kicking in now, and Puff's Last Shadow off of 56.5. They head to 3/4, and Minotaur and Travis Henry still has the lead. Minotaur, and on the outside, that is, they race their way on towards the 3/4 with, and by 3/4 in 1:24 and 4. Watch Your Mouth is second. Now 3 wide comes DA Magic Mike, the heavy favorite, and then on the inside, Brightside Maceo. Now coming, Larjon Levi and Julius Hanover on down the stretch drive. They come. Minotaur on down the stretch drive. Larjon Levi is coming largely on the outside with DA Magic Mike. Larjon Levi. Larjon Levi gets there. Minotaur was second. Julius Hanover and DA Magic Mike 154 flat. Larjon Levi, different tactics this week. Didn't leave from an outside post position 7, but did finish Rob.
Yeah, definitely finished best of all. And you know what? A little bit sick that I didn't go 3 deep in the multi-leg wagers, Gary, because yeah, that's a big price, 24 to 1 on Larjon Levi. I mean, DA Magic Mike, we know that one's going to get hammered on the board. Did get smashed down to 1 to 5, and Larjon Levi just kind of circles right around that one and the rest of his rivals for the victory at a bombs way price of 24 to 1. Obviously Brightside Maceo got forwardly placed. I was pretty excited about that in the early stages, but just couldn't stay with them. Late faded out of it in the stretch, anyways, at a big price as well. But this was a race where there could be a knockout, and certainly Larjon Levi delivers that at a big number.
Maybe the key was not to spend all your money on the first race and have enough left for a horse here in the third.
Yeah, probably should have done that, especially Yoda Queen, right? Second choice could have certainly tightened up there, spread out here. But hey, that's harness racing, and really, I mean, Minotaur raced pretty well too, right? Was intent on getting the lead in the early stages. They were going a pretty good clip too, and he stuck around to be a solid second.
And you certainly did handicap it well, because Larjon Levi 24 to 1 was your third choice. You only needed to add one more. And DA Magic Mike 1-5. I mean, yeah, but it's great to get a 1-5 horse off the pick 5 if you happen to have had the 7.
Yeah, I'll always say it, right? It's not who wins, it's who gets beat. I mean, Yoda Queen's probably a bigger price than 3-1 in that opener. Obviously, the big favorite gets down in the second. This now eliminates a lot of the tickets in both those pools, right? Pick 5 and pick 4. So if you're still alive, you're in store for a big payout. Just need some more good things to happen.
On the board, it's a 7-6-3-2. Back in front of us, number 7, Larjan Levi. 3-year-old, all bets off, Bay Gelding. Owned by Larry Lane of Godrich. Patrick Bissett's the trainer. Scotty Coulter, the 10, Tornado victorious in race number 3 with 7, Larjan Levi. 3rd win on the year and 3rd lifetime. Larjan Levi, 154 flat. The 3rd race payout, 7, Larjan Levi. $50.10, 1660 and 480. 6 Minotaur, 1080 and 380. And 3 DA Magic Mike 210, $2 exactor 573.20. Dollar Try 532.80. Dollar Super $1,747.90. The 3rd race. Order of finish from the top down, 643-85217. That's 643 85217. Field 4, race number 4 on parade. 1 is Scratch. Number 2, Bobby Bonebreaker. Travis Henry for Greg McNair and Grand Slam Stable. Number 3 is Well Then Do It. Nello Guglielmi drives and trains and owns. Number 4, Louis the Great. Scott Culliver, Jared Bako, and David Cryway. Number 5 is Big Brass. Phil Hudon for Murray Breather and Daniel Serafian and Glenn Smith and Vincent Albanese. Number 6, Bruiser on Broadway. Garrett Rooney for Louis Eftimiadis and Antonio Tangretta. And number 7, Wicked Move. Paul Davies for Nicole Davies. It's a field of 6 for race number 4. Let's get a look at this field, and we'll start with number 2, Bobby Bonebreaker, and took a lot of coin early. 6-5 right now, but I got a feeling it's going back down. Bobby Bonebreaker was pretty darn good here last time out.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he got beat by Grin and Win, who I'm very fond of again tonight, and I was very fond of on that occasion. And I think he did nothing wrong in defeat, right? I mean, he went to the lead, solid opening fraction, 28 seconds, got a second quarter breather, just too much pony for him from Grin and Win in the late stages. Solid second. Before that, raced from off the pace against older horse at Dresden, won, and I thought was moving really well in the end of that mile to be a solid second to Officer Cheese. So to me, it looks like it's time for him to get his diploma here, Gary. He inherits the pole position. I expect him to get, forwardly placed off the gates, and he'll probably go off as the odds-on choice, but he's one that I think will convert.
And Bruiser on Broadway also is one that raced in the Prospect Series July the 8th last time out, and not with Bobby Bonebreaker, but did win, did lead his division for a good chunk of the way and then finished third. Tired a little bit in the late going.
He was the one that was the pace setter in front of Dancing in the Fire. We've seen that one come back to be victorious already tonight. And he went to the front from the same post he's going to have this evening, post 5, and kind of had a comfortable lead through much of that mile before getting tired in the stretch, 30-4 in the end of it. You get Garrett Rooney aboard this time around. It's going to be the third different driver in as many starts. But again, I think we'll see that early foot get flashed again, and maybe he can do something similar to last time.
And then Big Brass is one that, suffered a bit of interference last time up, but still overall, look, a mile of 56-3 compares reasonably well in here. Probably needs to get off the gate a bit better.
Yeah, that would certainly help. And I thought the qualifier, winning by a nose going into that one was decent. And the effort last time is better than it looks on paper. There's no doubt about that. Decent, back half. I think that the price is probably right now, around 5 or 6 to 1 is what I kind of jotted down for him. He might take a little more support in the late stage. I think it looks pretty good on the track, and horses that race from Murray Breather can sometimes take a big step forward, second and third start. So I think Big Brass should be in the mix and can land on the exotics.
Wicked Move is on the outside, but now it's only a field of 6. This is one that did blast to the front last time out and just got picked up. And I thought it was maybe a bit of an easier division. So Wicked Move is hooked a couple here that I think are tougher. But Wicked Move, 9-1.
Yeah, I just think it helps. Like, I agree with you. It was the easier division. From BB was the winner. He beat this one in the late stages. But it still, I think, helps, horse first-time starter and goes out there and chops it out. It gets their lungs opened up on the engine. Now comes back and does have to deal with the uttermost post in the contest, but it's only, like you said, post 6 now. I think, can kind of race either way too. Like I thought the qualifier was raced pretty good, getting away third and kind of just hanging around in that spot. So I don't know if I can get behind him as a win candidate. Well, I definitely can't, even at 8-1. But I think he's one that you have to have in the at worst to try the Super.
Yeah, he's sitting in a nice enough price at 8-1. And number 4, Louis the Great. Well, Jared Bako already has a win on the evening. Scotty Calder driving. Louis the Great is getting some action, 7-2.
Yeah, and comes out of that the same race of Grin and Win and Bobby Bonebreaker. Was a fair margin back from those ones, but was kind of just inside tripping fourth that whole time, and was to me looked pretty good in the late stages. Right, banged home in 28-2. So I thought he'd take some support. 4-1 to me still a little short, especially against only Bobby Bonebreaker, who's already kind of I think shown a little more in his first two starts.
Bobby Bonebreaker is sitting at 3-5 right now as they take up their positions. And Bobby Bonebreaker's on the inside with, well, then do it. In the center, Louis the Great. Big Brass into the outside. Bruiser on Broadway and Wicked Move. It's a field of 6. It's the fourth dash as the field moves on into the backstretch. Field for the fourth race is at the start of the rough, and Big Brass is leaving well with Wicked Move, and well then do it. Louis the Gray, then Bobby Bonebreaker on the inside is relaxed away second from last, and Bruiser on Broadway's trailing the field. Wicked Move makes the move to the lead at 13-1. Big Brass second, well then do it is third. Louis the Gray is racing position fourth right now. Then Bobby Bonebreaker as the field works on around the turn, and then further back and racing from the trailing spot is Bruiser on Broadway. The field comes off the turn and rolls on up towards us. Wicked Move, and Paul Davies has the lead, and that advantage right now is about 3. Big Brass second, but there goes Louis the Great now moving and is giving cover to Bobby Bonebreaker, who took out as they worked their way on up towards the half, and it is Wicked Move who's got a lead of about half a length, and Wicked Move now is getting challenged by Louis the Gray. Louis the Gray has come on to take the lead, but right there Bobby Bonebreaker's on the back of Louis the Gray, and it is a halftime of 59-1, a 31-3 second panel breather though, but Bobby Bonebreaker comes on now and is going to blast up and take the lead. Louis the Gray is racing second and could not hold off the heavily favored Bobby Bonebreaker. Well, hold on a second. On the inside, Louis the Great is fighting back now. Bobby Bonebreaker and Louis the Great. Wicked Move, and then Bruiser on Broadway. Big Brass, and well then do it. Now Bobby Bonebreaker has come on to get the lead, and it's an advantage of a length and a half. Louis the Great is racing second. Wicked Move third, Big Brass fourth, and now popping up from third, Wicked Move is moved out. Then Big Brass, 3/4, 127-3, and the trailing to our well then do it, and Bruiser on Broadway on down the stretch drive. Bobby Bonebreaker up the inside, Louis the Great. Bobby Bonebreaker getting a little tired at the finish. Bobby Bonebreaker, it is close. Louis the Great, I don't know, bro. It's just hard to see when a horse is stopping that much and one is flying up the inside. It's not always easy to tell which one, but one thing we know for sure, it's one of those two. Bobby Bonebreaker was 1-2 on the board. Scotty Kohler, Louis the Great at 7-2.
Yeah, and Gary, when you mentioned too, when it looked like he was cruising by initially, and then we saw Louis the Great kind of punch back through, it was because Bobby Bonebreaker put in some really ugly steps for a couple of strides, and went from being half a length up, being back to down by a little bit. Then obviously did clear the lead and looked like he was just going to kind of cruise away to victory, but looks like he's just either getting tired or not too sure what to do on the engine here, and Louis the Great punches right back up the inside on him, and does get tight late.
I still think the two did win, but it is tighter than you might have liked it to be. And I'll tell you, a bunch of pick 5 tickets would be very hitting the floor if up the inside wins. But I thought it was Bobby Bonebreaker. We'll see on the slow-mo.
Yeah, definitely still. No matter what the margin is there, though, I mean, it still would have got your heart racing, right? If you bet the two at 1-2, maybe some unnecessary, heart palpitations too there for the backers of Bobby Bonebreaker. But it does look like he does prevail. And again, like you said, I mean, if you get two odds-on choices beat, then the pick 5 can literally pay anything. Still think it's going to be paying tremendously well with Bobby Bonebreaker winning, with Larjon Levy winning the latest. But he gets the job done, right? I thought it'd be graduation day for him, not the way it was mapped out, no doubt about it, but still prevails by the slimmest of margins on the wire.
What else did you see in that race that caught your attention?
For me, honestly, I like the way Louis the Great raced. I mean, he kind of made had to make multiple moves there and kind of fought gamely to the wire and wicked move. I mean, he kind of made his move to the lead and then they probably shut it down a bit too much in the second quarter. That's why he got looped by two horses. So he's one to watch for, especially if he draws inside next time.
Bobby Bonebreaker at 1-2 on the board was able to hold on. Bobby Bonebreaker, a 2-year-old sports rider, bay colt, and Greg McNair is the owner along with Grand Slam Stables. Greg McNair is training Travis Henry, the winning drive. Bobby Bonebreaker, first win, 157 flats. And out trackside, we have the Pickle Run group. Thanks to the Pickle Run group for coming out, and thanks to Denise and friends. The fourth race payouts to Bobby Bonebreaker, $3, $220, $210. For Louis the Great, $320 and $270. And 7 Wicked Move, $370. $2 Exactor, $760. Try, $15.85. Super, $44. Would Sue Ellis please call extension 228? Sue Ellis, please call extension 228. Would Tom Williams please call the administration office? Tom Williams, please call the administration office. Would Tom Williams please report to the administration office? Tom Williams, report to the administration office. The fourth race order finish from the top is scratch 152463. That's scratch 152463 in the bottom.
Farm of Canada's home to 9 exceptional stallions, including Beach Glass, the last great son of legendary sire of sires, Some Beach Somewhere. Also new in 2024, Lawless Shadow, an O'Brien Award winner for 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Double millionaire betting line, sire of 5 winners of over $400,000. Mick Wicked, the richest pacing stallion in harness racing history, and Hall of Fame inductee. Trixton, sire of 6 who have earned over $500,000, including O'Brien Award winner Evident Beauty. Also standing Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Better's Delight, and My MVP. For more information, winbackfarm.com.
Field 4, race number 5 on parade 1. Yankee Cloud, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen. The owner is Chris Nickel. Number 2 is LA Sun Control. Scotty Kohler for Rick Edwards and Michael Tam. Number 3, Bet on Sunshine. Garrett Rooney for Paul Ritchie. Number 4, Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip. Paul Davies for Nicole Davies. 5 is Sporty Bob. Travis Henry for Robert Kyle Fellows and M&S Racing. Number 6, Rilkoff. Tyler Moore for Paul Meekins and JJJ Stables. Number 7, Bet the Beach Yankee. Brady Legacy for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. Number 8 is Arts Alive. Jay Harris for Dwayne Marfisian, David Jarvis, and William Cece and Henson Wong. 9 is Hungry to Succeed. Todd Ratchford for Richard Moreau, and the owner is Bradley Grant. Field of 9, race number 5, and well, let's get a look at this field. And Rob, even though Sporty Bob is even money, we both opted to go elsewhere. And this is a little better field. I don't want anyone here at even money because I think this is a pretty nice bunch. You went to LA Sun Control and one that does know how to win.
Yeah, he does. And you know what, last time out, Gary, if you remember, I was really excited about him next start because he was going forward off the gate when he made that break in stride and then ended up way out of it. Made a huge recovery to be fourth. I thought raced fantastic in doing so at odds of 5-2. I think it would have been a much different race if that doesn't happen. But on that occasion, I mean, we thought it was a very competitive looking dash, and Sporty Bob did convert as a 7-5 favorite, but did so by a nose with two other rivals right with him at the wire, and this one was the one that was just 2 lengths away in fourth. So I think if he gets back to that form, that he showed at Western Fair in the spring, then we're going to see him do good things here at the River. Now, coming off, that break in stride, first order of business is going to be to keep him flat tonight, but he's versatile. He can kind of get away forwardly placed, or he can come from out of it. 5-1's the right price.
And and look at your second choice, Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip, is my top one. So we both went away from Sporty Bob, anticipating a lot of action on Sporty Bob. But Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip certainly is one that comes in off of a good start at Georgian Downs, which I saw.
Yeah, he was a good second in that one. I watched the replay, and I thought it raced fantastic in second. And then I dig a little bit deeper, right? His previous efforts, the victory was a good one back on June 11th. And I mean, he's racked up victories. He's got 3 wins in his last 6 overall. Hit the board in 5 of those efforts, and he's a horse that I think's in with a big chance against this group. I mean, I think he fits in really nicely in this spot. I usually shy away from 3-year-olds against older horses, but with this one here, I think with the right kind of journey, he can certainly make his presence felt and maybe even get his nose to the wire first. I thought he'd be an overlay. He is right now at 7-1. Again, if he holds at that number, then he might be worth the win bet. He's probably the best value in the board if that number holds.
And he was in tough last time out, and Gator Hanover has been really good of late. Gator Hanover is a very good one and was very close to him. This is a better spot for Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip. I love 7-1. Number 5, Sporty Bob. Will go ahead.
Well, Sporty Bob, I mean, he's odds on, and does he deserve that favoritism? Probably, because last time out, went all the way on the engine. He only held on by a nose, though. That was from the pole position. Now he goes out to post 5, which really shouldn't hurt his chances at all, because he'll have that opportunity to kind of stay out there, keep driving on. If he wants to front again, that delayed move will sometime work from out there. I just thought, though, that he'd get overbet, and to me, he is again. Now, he can double up. He's been doing good things here at the River. He's hit the board in 3 of his last 4 over this surface. I just thought that he might be a favorite that's vulnerable, and right now at 3 to 5, that's why I'm going elsewhere with LA Sun Control and vis-a-vis Blue Chip.
Number 3, Bet on Sunshine was really good here 2 races ago. Last race, not quite as much, but he could be dangerous.
Yeah, talk about taking back value, right? Something I always kind of mention, and I do that really at any track. Like sometimes you bet horses blind when they're too big of a number, and this horse, last time out, 7-2, finished fifth. Before that, a real good second to Arts Alive at 3-1. I think the depth of this field is pretty good, but I don't think he should be 17-1. I
No.
think he should be, single digits. So he's a big time overlay right now.
And I use 7 Bet the Peach Yankee higher up, and last time it's a pretty good effort from the trailer post.
It was a definitely good effort for the trailer post. Kind of was able to just kind of sit on the inside till making that lunging effort late. A couple more steps and he's the winner. This time I just don't know what the trip looks like from post 7. But big time price. I mean, you're getting 22-1 on Bet the Beat Yankee, 22-1 on Arts Alive right now. There's a lot of horses with a chance that are going off at monstrous numbers, Gary.
Well, and you have LA Sun Control at 4-1, and I'm on number 4 Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip, who's also at a nice price of 7-2 now. It's a field of 9 for race number 5. They're into the backstretch, gathering speed. Field for the 5th race is in position. And they're at the start of the rough, and Arts Alive is leaving with also driving Sporty Bob, and then Yankee Clout vis-a-vis Blue Chip. Those are your first 4. Bet the Beach Yankee is 5th. LA Sun Control is positioned 6th, and then Bet the Sunshine, Hungry to Succeed, and Rilkoff is trailing the field. Arts Alive from post 8 made the lead at 19-1, but Sporty Bob is going to move out now. Sporty Bob is going to come on and grab the lead. Sporty Bob and Arts Alive is going to get a pocket ride right now. Yankee Clout is 3rd. Vis-a-vis Blue Chip is racing 4th, and then 5th is Bet the Beach Yankee. In front of them, the LA Sun Control and Hungry to Succeed. Bet on Sunshine, and Rilkoff is trailing the field. It was a 26-2 opening quarter. A solid quarter, and Sporty Bob has the lead as they work their way on into the backstretch. Sporty Bob is even money the board. Arts Alive is getting a trip at 19-1. Now vis-a-vis Blue Chip is going to work first over and come on. Gives cover to LA Sun Control, who's picked up good cover, and on the inside is Yankee Clout. Then it is Hungry to Succeed and Bet on Sunshine. Then Bet the Beach Yankee is backed away to 8th, and Rilkoff is trailing the field. Sporty Bob continues on, but vis-a-vis Blue Chip is trying to come on and mount a late rally against Sporty Bob. And on the inside, Arts Alive is still alive. And then it is LA Sun Control. 3 wide off 3/4 of 124, but work to do. Sporty Bob leads by about 2.5 or 3. Then Arts Alive on the inside is still in the hunt. Vis-a-vis Blue Chip and LA Sun Control. Sporty Bob with the field turns for home. Vis-a-vis Blue Chip is racing second on down the stretch where they come. Sporty Bob digs on in. Sporty Bob flying late. Here comes LA Sun Control. Sporty Bob's going to win. LA Sun Control was second. Then third looked like it might have been Rilkoff over Yankee Clout. Sporty Bob gets the job done, Rob. We didn't want even money, and we got a bit of a run, but an even money winner.
Yeah, no, even money. He gets home, and listen, at the end of the day, there's one thing that we always talk about here at the River, really, any racetrack for that matter. If you got tactical speed and you can go forward off the gate, good things are going to happen for you. And that's what Sporty Bob's done in his recent efforts and definitely his last 2 victories. I mean, you got to catch him to beat him. The pocket sitter, obviously, Arts Alive had to work hard from an outside draw to get there. He can't get to him late. Vis-a-vis Blue Chip was, kind of spinning his wheels in the first over position, and LA Sun Control, made a challenge late, but he was never getting there tonight. Sporty Bob, hats off, good effort, 52-2, and oddly enough, even money. On the odds board this race versus 5-2 at LA Sun Control, just $2 separated them in the pick 5 for a 20-cent payout. So much closer in those multi-leg wagers than they were vertically in this race.
Well, at least if people wanted to know who to use on the exactor, if they were taking Sporty Bob on top, you did tell them it was LA Sun Control. Your top one did finish a nice firing late second over second place finish.
Yeah, he's gonna, he's not too far away from a victory over this surface here at the river. He's been fourth in his last two. Obviously, raced tremendously well to be fourth last time after the miscue. This time, minds his manners. Posted up on cover that was live for a bit, but kind of ended up backed into him a little bit in the final turn. And I thought raced well. Willingly closing to be a solid second.
You were on Rilkoff last time out, and that maybe kind of mocked you and was 13-1, but came flying late to get, I think, onto the ticket.
Yeah, I think so too. And I was on him last time. Gave him a whirl, just thinking that that he kind of makes sense in this class. Wasn't all that fun of the way he raced, but now this time around, obviously a better effort. And again, like when you're chalky on the top end of this high five, you put any bombs underneath, and usually it pays.
We might have a couple of bombs because I thought maybe it was Rilkoff with Yankee Clout, but it's kind of close for third and fourth. But we do know that it was the winner, 5, Sporty Bob. Sporty Bob is a 4-year-old sports writer, Bay Gelding, owned by M&S Racing, trained by Robert Kyle Fellows, and Travis Henry is the winning driver. It's the fourth win for Sporty Bob. Sporty Bob, 152 and 2. That's a new career best. Fourth this year, sixth win lifetime, Sporty Bob. And trackside, or at least joining us, is the SA Waterloo Patio Party Group. The fifth race payouts 5 Sporty Bob, 430, 280, and 290. 2 LA Sun Control, 340 and 310. 1 Yankee Clout, 720. $2 Exactor, 1330. Dollar Try, 3380. Dollar Pick 3 is 182.25. Dollar Win for 699.20. The Dollar Pick 5, 891.75. And the Dollar High 5, 1,313.45. Fifth race order finish from the top down, 328-614-957. That's 328-614-957.
Halfway through the card here at Grand River Raceway, and how about those multi-leg wagers there? The pick 5 and the pick 4 both paid tremendous, all things considered. Three favorites, even money or less, get home. Yes, there's one long shot, Yoda Queen in the opener at a reasonable price, and you get 178 for 20 cents in the pick 5, 139 for 20 cents in the pick 4. Let's try to cash your winning ticket though in the late pick 5 sequence, starting right here in race number 6, low takeout. 15%. And I'm going to spend $18. So now I'm breaking the bank in this late sequence because I'm going to single up my best bet in race number 8. 1 and 7. For yours truly here in the opening leg, Harbor Light Ambrose and the 7 Highland Hot Sauce. Highland Hot Sauce gets some serious class relief here after making a big sweeping move last time. It didn't work out, but might work out against this group. So 1-7 for me here. Race number 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Kind of a wide open condition claiming event. I think any one of those can win, maybe even the ones I don't have, because I thought that was a very tricky race on the card. Race 8, just the one grin and win. Bobby Bonebreaker came back to be winner tonight. Well, this one kind of went past that one with ease on July the 8th. It looked like he had lots left in the tank at 75 cents the dollar. I think he doubles up tonight in race number 8. 4, 6, and 8 in race number 9. Going to be using a couple of the older horses in there, the 6-0 Fox and the 8 Large Onlooker, who just missed last time. Also including Holyfield Hanover, one of the 2-year-olds in that dash, and then 1, 4, and 6 in the finale. Cozy Up should be tough in the pole position. Back on Lasix after not being able to use it last time at Hanover. Also using My Only Sunshine and the 6 Faithful's Nola, who actually was moving really well late stages last time, but there was a collapsing front end in that dash, so that certainly helped your chances. But willing to use her tonight, maybe as a price in the last dash of the evening race, $10, $18 for my ticket. Let's see what Conley's got for his ticket in this sequence. And I think I probably spent more, right? I probably spent the most in this late pick 5, probably late pick 4 as well. Nope. Conley 2160, so he's really spreading out in this one as well. 1, 2, and 4 here, so difference of opinion, but he's got the 4 to 5 favorite RJ Ringo, who raced well last time, but that one steps up in class now from non-winners of 1 to non-winners of 2. 3 and 7 on race number 7, very blue chip and Kincaid Sealstone race that I'm spreading out. Then he goes the 1, 2, and 3. Smiling Dancer, that addition is what he raced fantastic last time after getting interfered with and was flying late. Limbo Dancer, one that I thought raced well to be third as well. So, going 3 deep in there, 3 logical players. Race 9, the 1, 3, and 8. He's got Stay Longer from the inside. Ace 44 Beaver, a couple of 2-year-olds there, and then Large Onlooker, the uttermost post, as horse that just missed last time. 4 and 5 in race 10. My Only Sunshine and the Turning Point. Turning Point disappointed me last time. Perfect second over trip, could not fire. Maybe we see more from that one. Third start back at the barn at Richard Moreau tonight. 2160 is Conley's ticket for a 20-cent wager, but start to map out your winning wagers for this late pick 5 sequence. Starts right here in race number 6. Get the takeouts always a low 15%. We'll come back in a few moments to take a closer look at the upcoming dash.
Field on post parade for race number 6. Harbor Light Ambrose, Jay Harris for Kyle Bossens, and the owner is Ralph Jardine. Number
Don't know where 2 is.
3 is Brigus, Paul McKenzie for Ken Oliver and Milton Young. 4 is R.J. Ringo, Todd Ratford for Ruth Moore and James Hasty. 5, Gravitational Talbot for Tim Myers and Boris Loss. Number 6, Stay Cool Hanover, Travis Henry for Richard Rowan, Stephen Held, and Bridget Jablonski. Number 7, Highland Hot Sauce, Scott Calder for Michelle Bowen. 8 is scratched. And 9 is...
We can't find.
There is number 2, Southwind Infusion, Brady Legacy for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. And absent from the parade is 9, Magical Ian, Phil Houdon for Sean Stacy and David Lumsden. Let's get a look at this field, and we'll quickly talk about the horses in the 6. But just for a quick second, I want to mention a happy birthday to Garrett Rooney. There is Magical Ian. And happy birthday to Garrett Rooney. Turns 40 today. He's off this race. Normally drives a Philly Watcher. But happy birthday, Garrett. Hope you're enjoying your evening here at the river. Hope to see you in the winner's circle a little bit later. Let's look at this field at number 7, Highland Hot Sauce. And I like your idea of going to the hot sauce on top. 10-1. That's enticing.
Yeah, it looks fantastic on the track right now, Gary, too. Love the look of him right now out there. And you remember last time, I liked his chances in that dash last time. Had post 7, got away 7th off the gate, made that huge sweeping move, got as far as 2nd. Looked like he might go past the field. And then, obviously, they kind of resurged on him and he faded back to 8th. But that is, and against such a tougher group. I mean, we just watched Sporty Bob win. That's that class. Non-winners of 4 or 50,000 life. This is now non-winners of 2 or 30,000 life. So this is a big drop down in class. He's a horse that is shown he can be competitive in non-winners of 3. He's got to win a numbers of 4 at Flamborough. So this is, a pretty big drop down in class. And I think he showed last time, like, he could probably sustain that move against this group, I think. And if he races like that or gets more forwardly placed, even, which I've seen him do in the past, he can be a major player here. Not sure why he's not taking any support, but the way he looks in the track, we might see some more support come for him right now.
Well, 3 races ago, he finished 2nd in front of Sporty Bob, who was 3rd, and the winner was Addie's Hanover, one we absolutely would love in here. 1, Harbor Light Ambrose, 6-1. Well, good spot on the inside because he's got the gate speed.
Yeah, that's the thing about him. We say it over and over again. Tactical speed. It was obviously very important on the old surface, half-mile surface. It's also important on this 5/8 of a mile surface as well. 3rd consecutive pole position. He went a long way in the lead, both those ones in his latest 2. And look who beat him 2 back, the Vicar. Well, I'd probably back the Vicar in this spot. Latest Rusty's bet at he disappointed as a heavy favorite that time around, but I think he'll probably try to play catch me if he can again tonight. 9-2 is a bigger price than I expected.
Southwood Infusion is some value at 16-1. Look, 2 races ago had an inside post, ended up 2nd to Onyx Bavino. There's a measuring stick.
Yeah, I think so. Southwood Infusion, in that victory too, right? Those 32-1 shots win like that. That was in the class below this. Was an easy winner in that occasion. Stepped up a good 2nd to Onyx Pavino, and then last time out just kind of got lost in the mix, right? Getting away 7th off the gate from post 7. Now goes back to the inside of the gate. I think can be in the mix throughout for Brady Legacy, and right now 17-1 on the board.
And I got to mention number 5, Gravitational, is going to be scratched. Scratch 5, Gravitational. And we were going to touch on number 5. So let's go to number 4, R.J. Ringo, because that's the one that I used on the ticket. And I'm assuming that might be where you'd go next anyway. Now moves up from maidens, but still nothing wrong with the form.
No, nothing wrong with the form at all. I mean, no worse than second and four lifetime appearances. But this is a far cry from non-winners of 1 to 8,000. This is now moving up to a true non-winners of two, and not just that, horses that are dropping down, and other horses that have already proven they can do at this level. So, I mean, this horse has been bet from the opening of the odds board for this dash, and has stayed at odds on favoritism throughout. Surprised to see that, to be perfectly honest, and I think is over bet. He might prove me wrong, right? He's a horse that didn't see the racetrack for the first time till he was 5, and has been doing good things since. So, like I said, I can't get there at 3 to 5, Gary, but maybe he'll prove me wrong.
I can't get there at anything under about 2 to 1 because look, RJ Ringo's in good form, but you're in much tougher. You know where there's some value. Brigus is not completely out of the question to be racing well in this spot.
No, I think in with a chance, right? I mean, you look at like last time out, that's numbers of 3,000 last three, and I like horses that go from those type of races to now non-winners of lifetime races. You see, when he's been facing non-winners of lifetime company, he's very competitive. So I could just probably throw his latest out and look at the other lines and say, you know what, he should be in the mix against this group. 22 to 1, another horse going off at a monster number.
Well, your Highland Hot Sauce gets to move in one spot on the gate. Now we'll be leaving out of post position 6 with Scotty Coulter at a nice price of 5 to 1. And number 2, Southwind Infusion, also offers value at 11 to 1. Taking up their positions, Harbor Light Ambrose, Southwind Infusion. In the center, Brigus and RJ Ringo. To the outside, Stay Cool Hanover, Highland Hot Sauce. And the second tier, Magical Ian. Field for race number 6. A field of 7 on a Friday night. A fabulous Friday night at the river. Field for the 6th race is in position and at the start. And Stay Cool Hanover is going to blast out, and Highland Hot Sauce quickly taken back. And it is Stay Cool Hanover, Harbor Light Ambrose, and then Brigus. Then fourth is RJ Ringo, and Southwind Infusion is racing 5th, and then Highland Hot Sauce now moves up to get 6th, and then Magical Ian is racing 7th. Stay Cool Hanover, 22 to 1 had the lead, but now Harbor Light Ambrose at 9 to 5 is going to loop up for Jay Harrison, take the lead as Travis Henry has a hold on Stay Cool Hanover and is going to enjoy watching things from the pocket on the back of Harbor Light Ambrose. And then as they race on past us off that 27-second opening quarter, racing 3rd is Brigus, and RJ Ringo is 4th. Then Southwind Infusion 5th away. Highland Hot Sauce is 6th and is now trying to move, and then it is back to Magical Ian. And it's off a 27-second opening quarter that they head up to the half. Right now, Harbor Light Ambrose has got the lead. Stay Cool Hanover is staying right there in the pocket. RJ Ringo now is moving up, and RJ Ringo is starting to get up a little bit closer. And Brigus on the inside. And then it is back to Southwind Infusion. Highland Hot Sauce has yet to fire, and Magical Ian. Harbor Light Ambrose leads as they race their way onto that final turn. And it is Harbor Light Ambrose. Stay Cool Hanover popped out and is only a length and a quarter off the lead, but not advancing right now as sharp as Harbor Light Ambrose. And then Brigus, and RJ Ringo is getting closer. Highland Hot Sauce is now closing, but has a lot of work to do in Southwind Infusion on the inside. And it is Harbor Light Ambrose on down the stretch where they come. Harbor Light Ambrose is digging in gamely. Harbor Light Ambrose is going to win. RJ Ringo was able to come on and finish 2nd. Then it was Stay Cool Hanover holding for 3rd, and Highland Hot Sauce did pick up a 4th, but Harbor Light Ambrose 9 to 5 on the board. Inside post position was able to grab the lead, had the gate speed as we saw in the program, and was able to use it well here, Rob.
Yeah, always important, right? I mean, we obviously talk about this service being obviously more of a fair one than the half mile one we used to have, but the thing is that you still want horses that get forwardly placed that have that tactical speed advantage, and that's what he had, pole position to boot, and just a horse that kind of looked like he was sitting on this one too, right? He was 1 for 10 coming into this as a sophomore, but he just missed in his last two. Faced some good competition at Georgian Downs as well. Those efforts, and this time around is able to keep them all at bay. After taking a lot of support late as well. RJ Ringo, nice effort to be second, right, stepping up. But this was a pretty big move up the class ladder. One that people I think sometimes think is a little easier than it is. Even money second, and I think he'll be all better for it next time when getting a second chance at this level.
I think we both went fishing to try to beat Harbor Light Ambrose because we thought, well, that's the inside spot and probably she'll be pretty good. And I tried 2 Southwind Infusion. That didn't work. And Highland Hot Sauce, that came on late to get fourth, but didn't look quite as sharp this week as last week as well.
Yeah, you know what? He's just he kind of is his own worst enemy too, right? I mean, if he doesn't get more forwardly placed, it's going to be pretty tough to pick up bigger chunks of it here. I thought we might see that tonight. When he got away where he did, I said this is going to be pretty difficult. He started his move later this time, probably because last time he flattened out. He ends up being fourth, but not nearly as good as I thought he might be able to do at that level.
I think sometimes you can just get a little too cute when you're trying to bet horses.
Yeah, creativity can sometimes be a thorn in your side, right? When you try to beat horses that maybe you shouldn't try to beat, because in the end, Harbor Light Ambrose at 9-5 is not a bad price at all.
Yeah, and was sitting there to be had with that inside post and the gate speed, but it is a 1-4-6-7 top for Harbor Light Ambrose. Back in front of us, 3-year-old Up the Credit Bay Colts. Ralph Jardine is the owner. Kyle Bosson's the trainer. Jay Harris with the winning drive, and it's the second win on the evening for Jay. Second win this year, second lifetime. Harbor Light Ambrose, 153-1. Trackside for the 6th race photo, the Jennifer McDougall Group. Thanks to Jennifer and friends for celebrating this evening at the river. Sixth race payouts, 1 Harbor Light Ambrose, 560, 310, 274. RJ Ringo, 290, 286. Stay Cool Hanover, 350. $2 exactor, $12.70. $1 try, $68.45. $1 super, $175.35. Fans note in this 7th race, the missing chart line and for Feisty Like Fire was 5th, beaten 4 3/4. 4 3/4, the distance finishing 5th. 158-4 with Jay Harris driving. Sixth race, order finish from the top down. 165, 2 scratch 3, 4 scratch 7. That's 165, 2 scratch 3, 4 scratch 7 on the bottom.
Just a few minutes away from race number 7 with 4 dashes left on the car. You know what time it is? Time for the late pick 4 starting right here in race number 7. Low takeout 15%. There's my ticket. We're going deep in this 7th race 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. I think it's a wide open looking condition claiming event. Didn't really want to hang my hat on anyone here. So we're going 5 of the 8. Just the one. Grin and win in race number 8. He doubles up really strong in victory last time. 56 flats. I think he comes right back with a victory 2 weeks later, from that, or 11 days later from the Prospect Series last time out. And then in race number 9, the 4, 6, and 8, Holyfield, Hanover, Zero, Fox, and Larjon Looker. Larjon Looker just missed last time. He's one of the 4 older horses in that event, 3-year-olds or upward over the 4 rookies. I think he's got a big chance, but difficult post to work from. 1, 4, and 6 in race number 10. Cozy Up might be tough in the pole position, but also using the 4, My Only Sunshine, and the 6, Faithful's Nola. Just $9 for a 20-cent ticket on that one there. And again, we're spreading out here in the opening leg. We're going to look at Conley's ticket. I know Conley, spending a little bit more. Typically does it on the Fridays into the weekend. Maybe he's got a few more bucks to spend after a hard, week's work and handicapping. He likes to dabble into sports betting as well. We'll see what Conley's got cooked up in this late pick 4 ticket. Right now, just 2 minutes opposed to race number.
You know what I can
7.
tell you while we're waiting for Conley's ticket? You know what I would do?
Yeah.
And you're going to definitely say something here. I'd go in all in this 7th race. Then just give me grin and
with that.
Just give me the grin and win in the 8th. In the 9th, I'm just going stay longer in Larjon Looker, the 1 and the 8. Inside and outside. Stay longer might be a lot better on the inside. Greg McNair's second start. And then just give me the 1 in the last race so I don't have to, worry too much about doing the math. So 8 times 2, $16, $3.20.
I like it. I can get behind that ticket. I like that ticket, Gary. And I don't mind it all here. I think it's a wide open event. 3-7 for Conley. He's willing to brave, just go too deep. Then 1, 2, and 3 in race 8. I like the addition of the 2 Smiling Dancer. Raced really well last time to be second. No chance after kind of getting interfered with and just being a long way out of it. 1, 3, and 8 in race number 9. And then just a 4 and 5 in race number 10. So not using the 1 Cozy Up, one that Gary and I both like the chances of in the finale. $7.20 is the cost for Conley's ticket. So actually $1.80 cheaper than the one given to you by yours truly. But 0 minutes on the board. I'm going to map out your winning wagers for this late pick 4 sequence. We'll come back just a few minutes, take a closer look at race number 7.
Field 4, race number 7 on parade. 1 is Mac the Knife, Scott Coldiver, Chris Kane. Number 2 is ABC, Paul McKenzie for Courtney Robson. Number 3 is Very Blue Chip, Travis Henry for Boyd Wilson and Owen Wilson. Number 4, Feisty Like Fire, Jay Harris for Brett Lester and Rebecca Williamson. 5 is Fear the Shadow, Todd Ratchford for Harry Martin. Number 6, Boots and Brian, Mike Salas for Candice Morrell. Number 7, Kincaid Sealster, Garrett Rooney for Riley Noble and Pat Jarvis. And the braid is Treasures Pirate, Andre Goy for Don Lashie. Field of 8, race number 7. Let's get a look at this field. And Rob, the reason why I suggest you go all in a race like this, whenever you get this bottom class of claimers, look, how do you get into this bottom class? By not doing all that well. So they're all relatively equally struggling, although there's a wee bit of form, but you don't get much form in this field. So I wouldn't want to be on the favorite. And look at the tote board. That tells you that when you got favorites at 3-1. But number 2, ABC, is sitting at 5-1. Certainly the last race at Georgian or the one at Clinton, not great. But, ABC is one that just might be able to get position A here at the finish with Paul McKenzie.
Yeah, and I think he's one that could actually get position A throughout, right? Because ABC, the horse that I kind of remember beyond those lines, is one that can go to the engine or get forwardly placed, and then kind of gut it out or convert off like a pocket trip. He's been facing tougher, right? I mean, that's an open $9,000 claiming handicap line last time out, 46-1. St. Last Flirt was winner of that one. This is now condition claimer for a cheaper tag, and before that, getting Euchre to adore him. There's horses in there that you certainly can't buy for anything close to the price that he's racing for today. So I think he just kind of made sense in a race where, again, like you look, there's 5 horses in here that haven't lit the lamp this season. He's got 2 wins and 9 on the board finishes. So just kind of going with him because I think that he might have kind of found his level where he can get back to the winner's circle.
Well, look, there's 2 horses that are noticeably dropping into this bottom class. They're the 2 and the 7. So no surprise that your second one is Kincaid Sealster.
Yeah, Kincaid Sealster. He's a horse that's he's 3 for 25 this year. But he's got 8 on the board finishes. Last year 0 for 18. So obviously camera shy, but like we mentioned, everyone in this race is camera shy, or at least has been recently. He, like you said, right? Like there's a big difference between open claiming ranks and the condition claiming ranks. And this horse, has been racing against open type claimers. And you can see again, the horses that have been winning the race he's been in, other than of course his victory in the bottom of his paper there, have all been ones we'd be willing to take probably a very short price on. Post 7, shouldn't be that too much trouble for him. He's got early foot off the gate if he wants to use it. He can also is one that's also kind of flourished when racing off a helmet. So 7-2's the right price. I thought he'd be the favorite, and I thought he might even go down to being a hefty favorite at post time. We'll see how that pans out.
Fear the Shadow might be sitting on a good race because closed up last time was 7th at 3/4, beaten only 3 lengths, and a mile of 56-4 with the track off a second.
Yeah, I kind of liked him last time. Remember, I put him on the bottom end of the Super. He ended up finishing 5th, but he was moving well in the end of it. This is now second time back in a claimer off that one, and I think he can build off that latest effort. Todd Rashford's done good things, here at the River. He piloted Yoda Queen to a perfect steer victory in the opening dash of the night. Maybe he can do something similar for Fear the Shadow. What I don't like is 5-2. I couldn't get there at that price. I mean, he's more of one that I think you have to get that peripheral price of 5 or 6-1 on him, but I think he's in with a big chance.
Number 3, Very Blue Chip, is my second choice, and there's only 2 horses in this field that have earned $1,000 a start, and they are the 3 and 7, my top 2. Very Blue Chip is the best in terms of earnings per start this year of this field.
Yeah, I thought that the effort last time was pretty decent, all things considered, right? Finished on the bottom end of the trifecta behind Choreographer and Briggs. I think we'd probably be coming back to either one of those 2, right, Gary, in this spot. So you've got to give Very Blue Chip a bit of a nod somewhere. 3 to 1 right now. I thought he'd be around 3 to 1 or 5 to 2. So now up to 4 to 1 is probably a good price on very blue chip.
And sometimes when you're having trouble figuring out a field because they're all kind of equally towards the bottom, earnings per start's a good way to try to separate them out because that tells you a bit about class. It's a field of 8 for race number 7. They're gathering speed, approaching the start. Field for the 7th race. All up in position. They're at the start and they're off, and Kincaid Sealster is leaving with Boots and Bryant on the inside. Very blue chip, feisty like fire. Fear the Shadow third. Kincaid Sealster, ABC, and then Boots and Bryant. Then it is back to Mac the Knife, and Treasure's Pirate is trailing. But very blue chip at 5-1 is very good early. Has a lead of a length and a half. Feisty like fire, racing second. Fear the Shadow is third as they race off the turn. Then it is ABC and Boots and Bryant, and then back to Kincaid Sealster, and the trailing pair are Mac the Knife and Treasure's Pirate. Very blue chip and Travis Henry off at 26 and 4 opening quarter. Now we'll look to catch a breather and has that lead over Feisty like fire. Fear the Shadow third. ABC has position D right now as they work on around the turn. And then on the inside, Boots and Bryant to the outside. Kincaid Sealster is moving, is starting to gain some ground, but is working first over. The trailing pair is still Mac the Knife and Treasure's Pirate. Very blue chip, 57 second half, a 30-1 second panel. Very blue chip at 5-1. Travis Henry looks rather comfortable in the bike right now. Now Fear the Shadow has moved up on the outside alongside Feisty like fire. ABC still holds position D. Kincaid Sealster getting some urging good, not responding right now. Then it is Mac the Knife and Boots and Bryant and Treasure's Pirate. It is very blue chip as the field works their way in the final turn. 3/4, 125 and 4. Fear the Shadow, feisty like fire, has been getting a trip. Kincaid Sealster is now kicking to things. And on the inside, ABC, as the field turns for home, very blue chip on down the stretch drive. Fear the Shadow. On the outside, Kincaid Sealster, as they come on to the finish and trying to hold on, is very blue chip, and Fear the Shadow. Fear the Shadow, I fear, might have gotten there over very blue chip. And then Kincaid Sealster and ABC, 155 and 2, Robert.
Nice steer there either way. On Fear the Shadow by Todd Ratchford, 5-2 on that one. Very blue chip went off at 5-1. And, again, those are two horses that, we both kind of liked in here. One third, similar company last time out. The other one, was kind of in a tough spot last time and closed well to be fifth. So they hit the wire together here, Gary. Another tight photo.
Well, listen, I called the 5. Are you going to doubt me, or are we just going to watch the slow-mo?
I'm not going to doubt you. Watch the slow-mo still. But
the 5
at the end there, right? There you go.
I already knew that the 5 won it, and I was just trying to see if I could reel you in.
You're just trying to bait me. Yeah, I was trying to bait me. It's okay. But Kincaid Sealster 2 closed up nicely. So it's funny, right? In a race where we thought might be wide open, it ends up kind of being the logical ones. On the end of it there. But Fear the Shadow's a horse that I do remember this horse, having success in tougher claiming spots in the past, and gets back to the claiming ranks and. Raced pretty well tonight for the victory. And I thought he might be sitting on that. What I hated, though, was the price. I thought that he'd be, somewhat value again. Nothing near the price he was last time, but I thought he'd offer more on the toe board tonight. But he took a lot of support.
Well, it was your third choice, and we mentioned that off that last one and the good closing effort. And what does he do here? Close.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he closes into them, and like I said, very blue chip. I thought raced pretty well, and just gets picked up at the wire at 5-1, and we'll likely see more of that one here. And Kincaid Sealster gets into it late. The one thing with him is that he doesn't have that snap speed off the gate, so he had a little bit of work to do, especially when he hit the quarter in 26 and 4.
It's a 5-3-7 Ford shop 4 back in front of us. Number 5, Fear the Shadow. 7-year-old Shadow Play Bay Gelding, only trained by Harry Martin. Todd Ratchford is the winning driver. First win this year and the 5th lifetime. Fear of the Shadow and Todd Ratchford in 155 and 2. 7-3. So we're finished from the top. 652 418 37. 652 418 37 on the bottom. Field for race number 8 is on parade. One, Grin and Win. Tyler Moore for Heather Pickett, and Stephen and Marilyn Gillard own along with Heather Pickett. Number 2, Smiling Dancer, Garrett Rooney for Paul Ritchie. Number 3 is Limbo Dancer, Travis Henry for Lee Trains, and the owner is Craig Wood. Number 4 is DA Players Delight, Brady Legacy for Dan Legacy and Jack Darling Stables. Number 5 is Lions Tug of War, Scott Culver, Greg McNair, and Three Lions Racing. And number 6 is Happy in Control, Paul McKenzie for Murray Breather, and Dean Lockhart and Wayne Carlton. Field of 6 for race number 8. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, Rob, I'll just ask you about Grin and Win and then just put my feet up on the desk and relax until it's post time.
Yeah, it's Grin and Win is well, you know, Gary. Last time I was very enamored with this horse. He ended up, getting a 2-hole trip throughout, but it was just a patient steer by Tyler Moore. He knew what he had, in front of him, and followed Bobby Bonebreaker around the racetrack. Even though through a second quarter breather as well for that rival, still blew past him in the late stages. The back half was 56-2, final quarter 28 seconds flat, and the qualifier really, tipped his hand to that effort. I thought it was tremendous. I think he can build off that win now, and looks like the clear one to beat. 3-5 right now, no surprise. I feel he'll be odds on at post time. Pole position to work from, will likely be pushing out of there and trying to chop it out throughout.
Yeah, and Grin and Win just I was just so impressed with how he looks on the track, how he presents himself. And Smiling Dancer, Garrett Rooney, Paul Ritchie. Well, last race, an interference break and circled up 3 wide at 3/4, and that didn't stop him from coming on and finishing second. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, and he was moving very strongly in the late stages. Like it was kind of like one of those ones where they kind of just blurred through the screen. And again, in a race too, where Dancing in the Fire was the winner. This horse was very good to be second. And I'll be honest, when you watch the replays, I mean, he looks like one that I'd say, oh, well, you got to bet that horse next time out. But then he hooks Grin and Win. So I just couldn't get there. He might, maybe be closer this time around. Might get activated sooner in the mile tonight. But I think there's a lot left in the tank for Grin and Win. So I think that 56 flat, there's more to come for that one. So Smiling Dancer will have to, even take a further step forward and also be closer to the action, or Grin and Win might get away from him. So clear second choice for me. That's the exact I'll be betting and locking that one underneath in the try and the super as well.
One that could maybe be the second choice is Limbo Dancer, because he gets off the gate a bit better and was third to Grin and Win last time out.
Yeah, third, 5 lengths in arrears, but clearly, the best of the rest in third. I thought it was a decent effort, and the first Lifetime start came against much tougher in a maiden race. Number is a one at Mohawk Park, won by Sable Wilson, who was easiest kind of winner from off the pace on that occasion. So I think now you get change of trainer to Travis Henry. Who also is going to be driving as well, obviously, and I think the main player, in the third spot. So I mean, for me, that's kind of the way I looked at it. That this race should kind of, just be 1, 2, 3, and in that order.
Lions Tug of War is interesting because it's Greg McNair, long-time proven successful barn. One start, and Greg put this one in at Grassroots. Now, people will look at that 8th and just dismiss him, but Grassroots, not the Prospect Series, now comes in here.
No, not at all. And it's interesting, right? Because obviously, Prospect Series is the entry level. Like the lower tier of the program. Grassroots in the middle, Gold at the top. But the Grassroots is always the one that's the most competitive. It's the deepest pool of horses, right? So you can just look past that effort and think, okay, they thought enough of this horse to put him in the Grassroots first time. And now it's a monumental drop down to the prospect series. Now I think he's hooked a couple of good ones, maybe even a few good ones here with Grin and Win, Smiling Dancer, and Limbo Dancer. So I just have him for fourth. But if I could see him, doing better than that, maybe third, maybe even get to the place spot. And the price is right at 16 to 1.
He certainly looks like a big, strong 2-year-old. I mean, there's some serious muscle on him up front.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, he's in a horse like the qualifiers aren't bad at all, right? Like we see 27-3 in the end of it on June 22nd. He got beat by a wide margin to Glowing Lou, but that's 56-1. He was a couple ticks slower in his first race, and there's no reason to think that he can't build off that effort, and obviously facing softer competition.
And well, it's Grin and Win at even money in the board, and that's not surprising. Grin and Win and Smiling Dancer on the inside. We'll have the 2 inside spots on the gate. In the center, Limbo Dancer and DA Players Delight. And to the outside, it's Lions Tug of War and Happy in Control. It's a field of 6-4, race number 8. It is a field of 6-4, the 8th race. They're into the backstretch, approaching the start. And the field for the 8th race is at the start of the rough and coming out quickly. DA Players Delight and Limbo Dancer on the inside. Grin and Win. Now Grin and Win presses on through in the inside and is going to grab the lead. And Smiling Dancer now is able to leave out well and get the pocket. Then Limbo Dancer and DA Players Delight. And then Lions Tug of War and Happy in Control. They get away in program order. Grin and Win fell down to 1-5 on the board. Grin and Win. Smiling Dancer and Garrett Rooney is smiling about riding along in the pocket on a very good one. Grin and Win as they race their way off the turn. Limbo Dancer third. It was a 30-1 opening quarter. DA Players Delight is racing position to fourth, and then it is Lions Tug of War and Happy in Control. It's Grin and Win and Tyler Moore just cruising along in the lead right now. Smiling Dancer is rolling second for Garrett Rooney, and third is Limbo Dancer and Travis Henry still staying on the inside. DA Players Delight is racing position to fourth. DA Players Delight and Brady Legacy is angling towards the outside, but is about 6 or so off the lead. Then back to Lions Tug of War and Scotty Calder and Happy in Control and Paul McKenzie. The half was 101-1. A 31 second panel. Grin and Win leads, and now popping up from fourth came DA Players Delight, but still second, Smiling Dancer. DA Players Delight is an advancing third. Limbo Dancer, Lions Tug of War, and Happy in Control. Grin and Win to 3/4 for 131, and Tyler Moore is still just very still in the bike. And racing second, Smiling Dancer is getting a little closer now. It's Grin and Win, Smiling Dancer who got the trip. Grin and Win on the inside. Smiling Dancer on the outside is looking to pull the upset. Grin and Win and Smiling Dancer. Smiling Dancer is going to get on by and beat Grin and Win. Then Limbo Dancer and Lions Tug of War. 158-3. They went the first half in 101-1, 58-3. I'm really surprised, Rob, that Grin and Win got picked up because that's a big back half.
Yeah, no, it is for sure. And you know what? The only horse that I thought had any shot at him in this race was Smiling Dancer because that last effort was so good. And the key tonight is obviously getting more forwardly placed. Right, ends up in the 2-hole. And then just powers right on past Grin and Win in the stretch. And Grin and Win, I thought raced pretty well, all things considered. Obviously, get that really soft middle half, but they're banging home. This is a 27-3 final quarter here, and Smiling Dancer relentless in pursuit and goes right on by. So big effort from that one. Again, it came all down to positioning tonight for Smiling Dancer and in that 2-hole. That was the difference.
Well, also the difference is I just wasn't sure if that he had the kind of gate speed that he flashed, and that certainly put him in position. He didn't have to do the kind of work that he did last time out.
No, not at all. And that's the thing too, right? Even off the gate, you said that there's horses towards the outside that were trying to get forwardly placed, but the two on the inside, Grit and Win and Smiling Dancer, kind of just kept on, pushing through until they lined up in like you said in program order, right? And at that point, it's just going to come down to those two. It turns into a sprint, and Smiling Dancer, kind of showed those gears that he displayed last time in the very late stages when he got up into the play spot.
And maybe Garrett really just, you had to know it's his birthday, and he's got to get a win on his birthday, so he was due to get one here, and went by a 1-5 favorite. 40th birthday, by the way.
Yeah, 40th birthday for Garrett. He's having a monster season. Really been doing great things the last few years. That I've got to see him closely at the Raceway in London and at other tracks around Ontario. So happy to see him in the winner's circle, and also happy to see him get there on his birthday.
And he's got 180 plus wins on the year and 822 starts. So that's a very high win percentage as well for birthday boy Garrett Rooney coming back in front of us. It's a 2-1-3-5, race number 8. Back in front of us, number 2, Smiling Dancer. 2-year-old Big Jim Brown Gelding, owned and trained by Paul Ritchie. Garrett Rooney, the winning driver, first win for Smiling Dancer. Mile of 1:58.3. The 8th race pounds to Smiling Dancer, 650, 240, and 210. 1 Grin and Win, 210, 210. 3 Limbo Dancer, 270. $2 Exactor, 790. Dollar Tribe, 805. Dollar Super, 1705. Eighth race or a finish in the top. 2-1-3-6-4-5. That's 2-1-3-6-4-5 on the bottom. Fans, noting this ninth race, number 5, he's still watching. You'll be watching a gelding now. He's still watching now a gelding. Field 4, race 9 on parade. 1 is Stay Longer. Travis Henry for Greg McNair and Santovina and John Stamatis. Number 2, Singing with Jimmy, Mark McDonnell for Jody Cullen and Keith Hanna, and Ron and Travis Cullen sharing in ownership. Number 3 is Ace 44, Beaver, Garrett Rooney for Kyle Bossens and Denise Carr. Number 4, Hollyfield Hanover. Paul Davies drives and trains and partners in ownership with Nicole Davies. 5, He's Still Watching. Lyle MacArthur drives and trains for Linda Wobbett and Tammy Aspen. Number 6 is Zero Fox. Jay Harris for Richard Moreau and Catherine Crossan and Glenn Hardy. Number 7, Dark Side of Wicked. Paul McKenzie for Gary McDonald and Nickway Farms. Number 8 is Larjon Looker. Todd Ratchford for Patrick Bissett and Larry Lane. It's a field of 8 for race number 9. And, let's head towards the outside as we can look at a 3-year-old here. As you mentioned earlier, we have 4 2-year-olds and 4 aged horses, because we also get Zero Fox as a 4-year-old, but the others are 3-year-olds, and then the 4 2-year-olds on the inside. And Larjon Looker, despite post 8, I think last race from post 7 tells you you can take a run at post 8 right here.
Yeah, I think so, Gary. I mean, I thought, raced pretty well, things considered last time. I thought was going to be a winner. The way the race panned out, ended up getting picked up by one that had been doing good things from off the pace. And he's got enough early foot that I don't see any reason why he's not going to go forward again off the switch. And there is that built-in edge where he's got 4 2-year-olds in the inside 4 positions. So they might not be as quick off the gate just yet. They might also, be late to the gate or make a miscue like we saw with Singing with Jimmy last time. So again, I think he gets forwardly placed again, and maybe he gets his nose to the wire first this time. He probably, could have got there last time with that second quarter breather, but I still thought he raced pretty well. 56 flat was the mile time.
Interesting to note, the one that beat him last time out when he left from post 7 was post 8 BJ's Choice. So the outside did manage to get the job done there. Number 6, Zero Fox, is the lone 4-year-old and is one that now makes a 4th start for Richard Moreau. It was a bit better last race. Correction, a 3rd start. One was a qualifier. And Zero Fox, 4-year-old, has a bit of an age advantage on some.
Yeah, I like the qualifier. We obviously didn't like the start June 28th too much. Had the horse on top that occasion, just kind of faded back to 6th. Last time out, 2-hole trip at Georgian. Was hoping to see he was locked in or something. He wasn't. He had all kinds of room to make a run in the stretch and wasn't able to do so. Finished 4th, but I don't think he's out of his element against this group. I mean, he's a 4-year-old against 3 3-year-olds and 4 2-year-olds. So there's a maturity edge there. There's also that 3rd start Richard Moreau. I mean, I think we're going to see this horse take a step forward at some point. I was really intrigued by the barn switch on June 28th. And 12 to 1's the right kind of price. So I think he's definitely playable if you're looking for a flyer in here.
Number 4, Holyfield Hanover, is one that was racing even well right to the finish. Just beaten a length and a quarter and got out well and could be solid in here.
Yeah, I thought he was one of the better 2-year-olds in that dash, to be perfectly honest. He did racing in the early stages and wasn't beat all that much at 26 to 1. He's 9 to 1 right now. It's probably an overlay, but I'd still lean in the direction of Larjon Looker and Zero Fox or maybe one of the other, obviously we got 1 3-year-old, his first time starter, but last time I made the mistake of not siding with maturity, and maybe it'll go the opposite this time around, but I still think that's the right angle to play.
I did go the opposite this time around. Normally I was going to go to your next choice, but I took 1 Stay Longer on top, and boy, it's been taking a pile of money.
He's taken a lot of money, but that last effort, I looked at it a few times to see if he got in much road trouble. I thought that he's had an inside trip. He had clear sailing for the most part in the stretch, and was just 2 lengths off them at the end of it in fifth. So I think it's an overbet. To be perfectly honest, yes, you get the pole position this time around and rock solid connections of Greg McNair and Travis Henry, but I still think that that's a little more support than I'd be willing to get behind. I'd still look towards the outside of the gate with Larjon Looker, especially the price discrepancy.
5, he's still watching. Were you watching the qualifier?
Yeah, I was. I mean, he was, under a little bit of urging to stay with them and stuff. But I still think that, Horseman McLeod MacArthur's going to have them better when they're obviously going behind the gate for the real thing. I think he's one to watch for next time. He might, show more second and third start, but he's kind of intriguing, especially the bombs away number at 25-1.
And it did take stay longer on top, but I wouldn't be on at 4-5, so I'd be with you with either Larjon Looker or Zero Fox. And actually, Zero Fox is nice at 10-1, but Larjon Looker, your top pick at 5-2, I think can get the job done from out there. It's a field of 8 for the 9th race, and they are moving towards the start. Field for the 9th race. Is all in position, and there at the start, and Larjon Looker is going to come flying from the outside. Holyfield Hanover is also punching early. Then Zero Fox and Ace 44 Beaver. Stay Longer is on the inside fourth now. Then Ace 44 Beaver. He's still watching. Singing with Jimmy, and Dark Side of Wicked is trailing the field. Larjon Looker, right now the one we're looking at, leading by about 2.5 or 3. Then racing second, Holyfield Hanover. Then it is Zero Fox third. Stay Longer racing fourth, and Ace 44 Beaver. And then it is back to He's Still Watching, Singing with Jimmy. Dark Side of Wicked on the outside, trailing the field. But Larjon Looker has that gate speed and got the opening quarter 27-2 from an outside post and leads a couple of lengths right now. Holyfield Hanover. Zero Fox is third. Stay Longer, the 1-2 favorite, is racing fourth and is still on the inside as they work their way up towards the half. Then Ace 44 Beaver, and to the outside Dark Side of Wicked. Then it is He's Still Watching and Singing with Jimmy went off stride. Larjon Looker as they work on down the backstretch, popping up from fourth and now grabbing third is Stay Longer, and is quickly moving off a half of 58 to 33-second pedal breather for Larjon Looker. Larjon Looker, Holyfield Hanover. Stay Longer on the outside has come on to within about 2 1/4 of the lead. Might have flattened out just a bit, but now he's coming forward a bit more, and they head to 3/4. Larjon Looker, now Stay Longer is coming again. Holyfield Hanover on the inside shares second with Stay Longer. It is Larjon Looker, Stay Longer, and Holyfield Hanover. Dark Side of Wicked is advanced up to fourth, and then Zero Fox and Ace 44 Beaver. 127-2 the 3/4. It is Larjon Looker, Stay Longer, and on the inside now goes Holyfield Hanover, but Larjon Looker continues on. Larjon Looker was able to win it by half a length, and then it was Holyfield Hanover, Stay Longer, and Zero Fox. But post position 8 and Larjon Looker, the post was not too much for Larjon Looker, Rob.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest, Gary. I thought this horse was going to take a lot more play on the odds board than even 5-2. I thought he'd be, somewhere around the price that he went off at last time at 9-5. And he's blasting off the wings of the gate. He made the lead from post 7 last time. Like I said, he's got that advantage of having 4 rookies in the first 4 spots on the gate. He makes the lead. Gets that second quarter breather again this time and doesn't have to go as fast this time out. 57 flats a mile time. Holyfield Hanover, gamely, finishes second to him. And the one Stay Longer, like I said, I thought it was just a massive overbet. I really did, because last time out kind of got an inside favorable journey and wasn't able to do much with it. Now, obviously, that experience should help him. He was first over a long way, raced well to be third. But again, 1-2 was just far too short.
Yeah, and I went fishing thinking I might get a price on him because last race finishing fifth, but at that price I would have been outside with you. And look, we mentioned last time out, and I beat you taking the 3-year-olds against the 2-year-olds, and same idea. The maturity, Larjon Looker, he's a 3-year-old that can just, he's a little more ready.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's the thing is that he's only got 4 lifetime starts under his belt, right? But he's a 3-year-old that's shown some versatility. He's tactical speed, which is the big thing. And like I said, when you have a horse that's got a maturity edge and has, like, that early foot off the gate, it's going to really lend itself to doing good things against horses that are inexperienced and obviously are just rookies at the age of 2. So yeah, 5-2 to me that's a big win ticket on him. Did not expect him to go off with that kind of a number.
I think it's what you call a gift. 8416 on the board. Larjan Looker. And Todd Ratchford, a 3-year-old better than Cheddar Brown Colt, owned by Larry Lane of Godrich. Patrick Bissett, the trainer. Todd Ratchford, the winning driver. It's the second win this year in lifetime for Larjan Looker, 157 flat. The ninth race payouts, 8 Larjan Looker, 740, 320, and 234. Holyfield Hanover, $4 250. 1 Stay Longer 210. $2 Exactor 24.10. Dollar Try 22.05. Dollar Super 42.20. ninth race. Order finished from the top. 386-274-51. That is 386-274-51 on the bottom. Field for the 10th on parade. 1, Cozy Up, Travis Henry for John Kennedy and Rick Breyer. Number 2, Always a Catch. Paul McKenzie for Chantel Mitchell and Kevin Harvey and Rudge Racing. Number 3, Sheila's Brush. Jay Harris for Ken Oliver and Milton Young. 4, My Only Sunshine. Brady Legacy for Nathan Harding, and the owners are Stuart and Patricia Bolander. Number 5 is The Turning Point. Scott Calder for Richard Rowe and Sylvain Cote and Robert Bernicke. Number 6, Faithful's Nola. Garrett Rooney for Ernest Nucio. Number 7 is Milia Fromage. Todd Ratchford for Harry Martin. 8 is scratched. And 9 is Feel It in Your Hands. Mark McDonnell for Gaetan Hebert. Field of 8 for race number 10. Features the Super High 5. And, well, Rob, there are 3 class droppers in this race, the 1, 4, and 9. And not a surprise that your top 2 are a couple of horses, the 1 and 4, that are dropping in class. And I think Cozy Up is the one that clearly is dropping the most significantly.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a pretty significant move down the class ladder. And the other thing, too, is, no Lasix at Hanover, so back on the Lasix program here. And those recent starts here at the River, I mean, you can see Carson's Gouda, Miss Quicksand, Wildcat Delight. We'd be taking any kind of short price on those rivals, and was actually second to Wildcat Delight June 21st. So rail control, and I think we're going to likely see her, push on out of there. Last time out, came home slowly, 31-2 on the end of it at Hanover, but that was, in against a pretty decent group, all things considered. So 3-1. We just clicked down to 5-2. Gary, I think this horse ends up as the favorite, but I guess we'll have to see how it all plays out.
I would be shocked if Cozy Up wasn't the favorite. My Only Sunshine is currently 9-1 on the board and does face easier. Maybe people are knocking a C-class driver, but My Only Sunshine at this level, I think, has a strong chance.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, last time out, ended up, 6, beating just over 4 lengths to Gimme a Corona. I thought that, might have had some pace on the end of that mile as well, and you're just 3 starts removed from a victory, and a pretty easy one at that, right at this level. So I think there's options off the gate for My Only Sunshine. She's a horse that can go forward off the gate, doesn't need to be forwardly placed, but I think that's her best chance to glory here. And like you said, probably just an overlay right now, because we've got a C driver aboard, but Brady Legacy can certainly, get this horse in the right position, I think. So 9-1, worth a flyer. I mean, if you want to, on the win ticket, you look for a bit of a price, but I think you have to have this one everywhere underneath the high 5.
Number 6, Faithful's Nola. Garrett Rooney for Ernest Nucio, and hasn't been consistent, but there's some nice miles in the past 4, a couple of decent ones.
Yeah, just 1 for 32 in the season. So, hard for me to get there on the win end with this one, but 10 on the board finishes. And you see in her last 4, she's got 2 of those. And last time out was moving well at the end of the mile, but I mean, a little deceiving because she's coming home in 30-1. The whole race is coming home in 30-4, and she's coming forward. So she's moving probably quicker than she is. But I still thought it was a decent effort, all things considered. I thought she'd be a big price, and 30-1 is exactly that. So if you want one that might be able to really blow up and spice up the high 5, I think she's it. And this field, I think overall is one that. After you get past the top choice, like one like Cozy Up, I think you have to look for some prices, because I think the margin between, best to worst is pretty thin, and the odds board right now is pretty wide.
Milieu Fromage, you're getting a price because of the post, 12-1. Dropped to this class last time out and was strong.
Yeah, it was a huge effort on the engine. I mean, look at the splits that she went 26 and 355 flat, and I thought she might see it through before getting beat up the inside by Cabot Tower and obviously Mystic Wild Rose as well. That one came back to race okay tonight, and I think Amelia Fromage might try to get forwardly placed again. Todd Ratcher's been doing good things all evening, and this horse is a decent price at 12-1.
And Kenny Middleton took Always a Catch on top, right now 2-1.
You know what? I wanted to see more in the replay. I thought I was going to watch the replay and see a horse that was locked in and had nowhere to go. Kind of had open sailing and just was, kind of finishing behind them after getting a softer trip from the trailing post. So bottom end of the exotics for me at best, and 2-1's an underlay.
Of course, the argument is much better post than the trailer post last time out. Might be able to get off the gate better, but 2-1 is getting heavily backed for what you're looking on the page. It's Cozy Up, Always a Catch, and Sheila's Brush on the inside. My Only Sunshine, the turning point to the outside. Faithful's Nola, Milio Fromage, and the second tier, Feel It in Your Hands. It's a field of 8. It's the 10th and final dash on a fabulous Friday at the River. They're all moving into position. The 10th race, Fillies and Mares, nearing the start. And the field for the 10th race. Is at the start and the rough. The turning point is showing a quick turn of foot right now, and then Milia Fromage and Cozy Up on the inside. Always a Catch. Then Sheila's Brush, Faithful's Nola, My Only Sunshine, and Feel It in Your Hands is trailing the field. The turning point with the lead, but now Always a Catch continues on in the 2-wide path, and it is Always a Catch, and Paul McKenzie wanted to catch the lead in front of the turning point. That leaves Milia Fromage on the outside, and Cozy Up is in the front 4 on the inside. Then it is back to Sheila's Brush and Faithful's Nola as they race their way off the turn and work on past us. And then the trailing pair on the inside, My Only Sunshine, and to the outside, Feel It in Your Hands off a 27-1 opening quarter. Always a Catch, and Paul McKenzie has got the lead. The turning point on the inside. Milia Fromage is braving it first up this week, and Cozy Up is still just sitting cozy along in the pylons, and his third right now is Milia Fromage is racing first up for Sheila's Brush is fifth. Feel It in Your Hand, sixth. Lively half of 55-3. Faithful's Nola and My Only Sunshine. It is Always a Catch, who moved up to 9-2 on the board with the lead, and the turning point was able to turn over to the left of the pylons, racing second. Cozy Up is third and is still sitting on the cones, and Milia Fromage now is fading a bit, and Sheila's Brush up the inside. Then Faithful's Nola, Feel It in Your Hands, and My Only Sunshine is off stride. 3/4, 124-2. Always a Catch is getting some urging. The turning point, Cozy Up, and on the inside, it is Sheila's Brush. Always a Catch now looking to catch that one. Driving is the turning point in Scotty Calder. Cozy Up is now looming and getting to the outside on down the stretch where they come. The turning point is strong, though. The turning point turns in a big effort and wins it. Cozy Up, then Sheila's Brush, and then it was Always a Catch and Faithful's Nola, but it is the turning point in Scotty Calder in 153-4, and the turning point, Richard Moreau. Robert.
Yeah, we talk about taking back value. I guess if you supported this one last time at even money, you can come back blindly. But I couldn't get there, Gary, because I thought she was in a perfect position last time. She made a 3-wide move and ended up just kind of going backwards at the end of it and faded back to 9th. But this is now third start Richard Moreau. First start back in his barn, did make a break in stride at Georgian Downs, and I guess you could just say that you can just trust that you can throw that latest one out and think she might rebound with a better effort. And you knew she meant business off the gate tonight. She went forward off the switch, and I said, okay, this looks like a different animal tonight, because last time out, when she got in that position, I mean, when she made her move, she just kind of didn't look like she had much to offer. But this time around, totally different. You see Scott Coulter here, very confident, tight lines to the wire.
Yeah, and Cozy Up does come flying late, but the turning point had more and could have just kept on going.
Oh yeah. It was one of those things where the race is kind of long over. You saw when this one kind of popped out and came around the pace setter, there was no catching her. Cozy Up, I thought, raced well to be second, all things considered, and by all rights, I mean, If the race kind of goes, to plan, and as we see with off recent form, she probably does win, but she ends up being second at 1-2.
We got some bombs on that high five ticket.
Yeah, we do. Sheila's Brush, is interesting. We saw a Ken Oliver horse, Cabot Tower, be able to ride the pylons to victory recently. I thought maybe Sheila's Brush would be the same. They all left the rail on the far turn, and she just kept coming up the inside, and she ends up getting the show spot at 60-1. Always a catch, held very aggressively this time, ends up finishing fourth at 9-2. But Faithful's Nola, a horse I thought had a chance to get in the mix somewhere. She's only able to get fifth, but that should certainly help the high five at 7.
Well, I got to mention that Faithful's Nola was your third choice, and 70-1, not showing you much respect.
No, not at all. But hey, listen, it's better for me, right? But when it works out, but it wasn't going to work out for me tonight. I was pretty much all in on Cozy Up on the top end.
It's a 5-1-3-2-6. Back in front of us, number 5, The Turning Point, 5-year-old J.K. End of an Era, brown mare, owned by Sylvain Cote and Robert Bernanke. Richard Rose, the trainer. Scotty Coulter, the 10 Tornado with a driving double on the evening. It's the 4th win for The Turning Point this year, and the 8th win lifetime. The Turning Point, 153-4, a new season's best. The 10th race. Number 5, The Turning Point, 9-10, $353. 1, Cozy Up, pays $250, $243. Sheila's Brush, $970. Pick 3, $67.30. Pick 4, $239.80. 20-cent high five is $126.16. $2 exactor, $13.80. Pick 3, $67.30. Pick 4, $239.80. The dollar pick 5 is $929.80. Tenth race, or finish from the top, is 243-8156, scratch 7. That's 243-8156, scratch 7 on the bottom. Well, fans, that concludes the live harness racing program for this Friday evening. Action resumes on Monday, our first dash, 6:30 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Casey.